Good evening, and welcome to this week's London by Gaslight, a late Victorian age Vampire the Masquerade chronicle set in 1892. Awakening for the night in the city of London this week is Inspector Grey from the clan of the Hunt, portrayed by Noscavian. Please do a rouse check to awaken from your torpor state. Wonderful. Thurston of the Nosferatu, portrayed by Psychasmo Typat. Please do a rouse check to awaken from your torpor slumber. Wonderful. Aldrich of the clan of Shapers, portrayed by Bully from Tablegoth. Please do a rouse check to awaken from your torpor state. You gain a hunger. Eveline, the daughter of Cacophony, portrayed by Ms. Hutz. Please do a rouse check to awaken from your torpor state. Gain a hunger. And last but not least, Alistair from the clan of the Moon, portrayed by Tina. Please do a rouse check to awaken from your torpor state. You gain a hunger. We start this week at the Whitechapel house. Alistair has arrived at the demon-possessed house as soon as he woke, and rushed inside the Whitechapel house, headed upstairs, and to his wonderment finds the house has created a new room just as he asked for. The room is clean and pristine. A small window seems to have been replaced with a vent to let hot steam seep out onto the street below. In the middle of the room is a thick oak tea table and comfortable-looking wooden chairs. These exotic smells of many flavours dance around the room, tingling Alistair's senses. Against one wall is a large iron stove, resplendent with several different kettles on top. The opposite wall has a large shelf unit running along the length, and each one is filled with various teas from across the world, most of which Alistair has never even heard of. He grabs a random tin of Darjeeling and begins to boil some water, and looks around in the many different cupboards, and finds perfect replicas of his own favourite sets of china. Before long, the room has a layer of steam levitating around it.
What am I supposed to do here? RP with myself?
Well, I thought you might want to start by inviting Aldrich in, or at least describe to us how you incorrectly make a cup of tea.
Oh, well, at first I was going to say, I rush in. I have an oversized suitcase. And as I run up to the room, I drop it off. I open it up, and I literally just pull out a teacup and sit it on the table. I brought my own.
And you've brought children to the demonic house.
It's in my head.
Perfect innocent sacrifice.
And then as I make tea, I'm like super proper with it, right? I'm like laying everything on the table proper. Make sure the chairs are like just right. I'm trying to be quiet, not to interrupt anybody. So like, if the tea kettle whistles, I'm like, shh, shh, shh. And then
you'll probably hear Eveline doing her scales, her morning practice.
I'll sit down, scoot up, and then be like, oh wait. I'll stand back up. I'll go over. I'll start messing with the stuff again, trying to be real quiet. I'll just be going through stuff, and then I'll sit down one last time. Aldrich! And I'll yell.
Forgot he was moving in. It's really happening. All right. Try to decide if that was a way to see in trouble. Was that I'm in trouble scream? But that would be a normal response to that, and that can't be what that is. So will really take his time. Yeah. Getting up, getting dressed, and just taking a nice long sigh before gathering the strength and energy to deal with. Not sure what he's walking into, but not having a great feeling about it. Then I'll knock on the door.
Come in.
I'll open up. All right. I see you've got tea. You're really into tea? That's what the demon gave you here?
Yeah, it's real soothing.
Alright. You needed to talk to me.
Didn't really need to talk. Just wanted to talk.
Oh.
Mono.
Sure. What is on your mind? Walk in and take a seat.
I'll stare at you for a little bit. I'll kind of give you that stare, like waiting for you to drink. Like look down at the cup, look back up at you.
Well, Thurston's the only one that can do this. Did you mean to invite Thurston? I can get Thurston.
No, I invited Thurston. That went. You know the difference between that tea party and this one?
I do not.
No ghost.
Oh, right, your place is haunted. Is that why you're choosing to live here now?
I don't live here.
Oh. Just wanted a room. Wanted to be included? Oh, I understand that.
Well, I mean, no ghost.
Right, and I cannot stand ghosts, so I'm glad we're having that meeting here.
Okay, let me rephrase. The ghost here is not my girlfriend.
You are dating a ghost.
I was. I killed her.
Why did you do that?
I don't know. Voice in my head told me to.
Is that when you're
What
wanting
do you-
to talk about?
Oh no. Actually, you weren't supposed to know that. Kind of slipped out. Sorry, I'm having a problem these days. Just
As soon as he says that,
Caring
Aldrich
less.
is looking straight down at the table because he's heard him correct things that have slipped out before, and he doesn't want to become Thurston. And then with that little bit of caution, yeah, I'll probably sort of continue, but just looking into his teacup now because he's like, "Oh yeah."
I'll stare like I'm
I'll
staring
stare
you in the
here.
eye, or like at you, and I'll just say, "Don't worry. If I wanted you to forget, I could make you."
Sure. If I'm not supposed to know that, what is it I'm supposed to know?
I'm okay with you knowing that because I know you won't tell everybody else.
That's fair. I will not.
But like I said, I just kind of don't care anymore.
About what?
Humans. Like, more so than when I killed my girlfriend.
Well,
I
when
don't
you
know what to
killed
do.
your girlfriend, were you what you are now? Was it an accidental feeding, or was this before you were kindred?
No, it was before. I think that's why they chose me. Not really sure. It's either that
Alright.
or the fact that I like tea and they really like tea.
Oh, this bit with your girlfriend. Oh, what was she the? Have you killed other people before becoming this?
Who told you that?
All right, Alistair. Interesting. How long has this been going on?
You mean like... What do you mean?
You killing people.
Like when it wasn't what we do, or just in general?
Right, yeah, before you were chosen to be what
Because I mean, you kill people too.
I do. Right.
Before?
I didn't.
I don't know, 2 years.
I I mean, it might be getting too personal. Do you remember who are these other people you killed? Because when I was kill someone, it's every single one of them was tied in the realm of my business. I'm a quite violent industry. Can't say I've murdered outside of those parameters. What about you? What leads to the killing for you?
Exciting, or it was.
Oh, right.
Again, I kind of don't care anymore. Now I'll do it just because it's funny. You know, I made Thurston kill somebody. Well, I didn't make him. He did it on its own.
Who did you kill?
I don't know. Somebody that deserved it. One of those people that likes to rough up the prostitutes.
All right. So you're a bit of a vigilante then. You see there's justice that needs to be
No.
almost like the inspector. No. All right.
I mean, I didn't want to put Thurston in a spot where he killed an innocent.
Right. So you hurt people just for pure entertainment purposes, is what I'm gathering.
I did.
Why are you telling me this?
Because I think now that I do it I don't know. I feel like it's driving me into a worse position now. It's really weird, but I don't, again. You know, I tried to bring a body in here and he wouldn't let me.
You say you're getting worse. Do you want to stop doing this? Are you coming for help? Would you like to be in the state of mind where you no longer find joy in being a monster?
I mean, why would I have to stop? It's fun for me. But I was thinking before, you know, maybe I could do something with Sir Drake. He seemed to be real into wanting to punish people that needed it, and I like doing it. Like the opera house. Oh, you weren't there. We had to sacrifice a human, and nobody else wanted to do it. I don't mind. So I offered, and everybody was like, okay. Like, having somebody like me is great to have around. Sometimes you just have to sacrifice an innocent to capture a ghost.
Right, in that I understand doing whatever it takes. Ends justifying the means. What concerns me is there seems to be no end that you have in mind. Just the means. What?
Is there going to be an end of you owning businesses and controlling people?
I'm sure I'll eventually get to a satisfactory level, worthy of a man of my abilities. Are you saying I will not reach? You know what? I'm going to ignore that.
He is saying that.
Yes.
What you
need? Telepathy. I can read minds, right? Does that let me do that, Shiver?
Yeah.
I abbreviated everything. You say yeah?
Yeah, I believe so.
You don't have to lie to me. I can read your mind now.
I'd prefer you do not.
I know. That's why I didn't. I'm just letting you know.
Right.
I respect you. I like Thurston.
All right. I think what you need it is a purpose, a motivation, something. You're losing that spark. You're losing that thing that brings you happiness, right? Fortunately, the thing that brings you happiness is wanting violence, but that's all right. Because, like you said, it is useful. People like you to be around, and I can see that. Now, I appreciate you coming to me, and I think maybe why we're having this conversation is you would like a direction. Is this the case?
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, next time if you need to punish one of your guys, let me rip his finger off.
I don't like doing that. I don't take pleasure in. I see violence as a very effective tool. I don't.
Yeah, and I'm saying I'm okay
enjoy
with it. I'm trying to take a
I
little
don't.
stress
I don't
off
want
of you.
you getting your jollies torturing my men. I think maybe that's a line we can put down. Right. There's plenty of other people. I think there's more deserving of your unique talents. Why did you get Thurston to do that?
I don't know. I thought I'd like watching. He's real bad at. He's really bad at doing a lot of things.
Well, he really is. He really is. I'll say you make me nervous, mostly because I cannot figure out what it is you want. And I like to know what people want. I think I know what most people in our little coterie desire to a certain extent, so I can negotiate with them or interact with them using those parameters. With you, I have no fucking clue.
My girlfriend Ghost made me dig up her body.
All right, I'm having two different conversations here, and I don't like either one of them. What is that the voices then? These people that you murder.
Hold on, tea's done. And I'll go get up and pour more tea. Sit back down. Okay, you can continue.
Does everyone you kill come back to you as a ghost?
No. I haven't quite tried to figure that one out, but I already deal with so many voices in my head, I didn't really care. She gets mad, though, and throws the pots and pans, and I can't figure out why. Like, it's a perfectly good place she lives in.
Alright. The voices, was that before or after you returned?
Yes.
Okay. Alright, that makes sense. You've always been unique in that way. Alright. Do you know your sire at all? Do you know why they did this? You seem to have. It seems like you don't.
Well, I don't. Why? Have you ever just thought about going to your sire and asking why?
I know why I was dead.
Do you? Have they told you explicitly?
Yes, my mother actually arranged for me to be embraced. It was like everything in my life. It was a business transaction of sorts. I have no confusion over that, though. I suppose my sire wasn't actually either what he said he was, or someone else.
Like when you really break that down, you realize how fucked up that is, right?
No, I respect my mother very much. I think she did a smart thing. I likely would not be alive today if I was not given the gift of our immortal condition.
Who's your sire? Is it Dracula?
I do not believe so. I thought it was Ventru who ran off with my mother, but it might be I don't know. I'm not that worried about it, though. But I wasn't chosen because I am out murdering people or drinking tea. And that's what gets me thinking. Someone chose you for a reason. They saw something in you. And maybe if we knew what they saw and what they thought you could accomplish.
I'm a better Nosferatu.
Than Thurston? I'm a better Nosferatu than Thurston.
No, just in general.
Oh. Alright.
I don't need to ask people for secrets. I can read your mind.
Interesting. Is this a new development? Have you always been able to do this?
No, it's recent. That's what's really weird, because for a while I thought that's how I got most of my abilities. Kill somebody and I got a new one. You know how, like, if you go feed on somebody and it tastes different, you learn something. Each time you learn a little more. At least that's what I was told. I've never really done that feeding.
Alright. I think there is a lot of potential. You can do, honestly, you could do quite amazing things that I baffle me. I respect it, and I think we should put it to more use than you terrorizing the people of London. Also, that's a bit dangerous because Are you not afraid that eventually that will come back to pardon the pun, haunt you? Have there not been police involved? Do these people
I
you
don't
kill
know.
not
Ask
have
the Ripper.
families? True.
I don't know if you've looked around, but the church is better at keeping order than the police are around here. And they're really bad at it.
That's a good question. How do you feel about order, Alistair? Is that something you crave? Something you like to be part of? Making sense of all this nonsense?
No. I mean, maybe. Depends on the situation.
I feel like we are similar in quite a few ways, but that might be our biggest divergence. I like things tidy, I like things a certain way. I like to possess things and know that I have them, I can control them, and I can adjust things
Same.
as needed. You like that then? Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like my
sometimes-
victims fighting back.
Okay, that's where I'm getting to. Sometimes it feels like you're just a bit of just a little ball of chaos, right? I
Yeah. Well. Yeah, that's kind of what we are. Have you met any other Malkavians?
no. Well, I bought a theater off of one.
Ooh,
I don't
we're
even
supposed
think
to
I'm
go
the-
meet the sheriff. Is she a sheriff? Might be a sheriff. That's exciting.
Really?
Another one of me.
Right. Oh, right. Yeah, that should be exciting. Is a good word for that. All right, Alistair. Well, is there anything you need of me, or would you like me to, like I said, maybe help you find something, something worthy of your talents?
I feel like I needed to tell somebody because if I kill somebody else, I might go crazy. And I want to do it.
Wait, so all right, that's what I'm getting. You don't want to kill anymore, then? That's
No, I
we can
want
work with that. Okay, you want to kill. You just want it to be fun, like it used to be.
Yeah, I don't have the same feeling anymore.
That
Like,
I'm
if
less.
I do it, like, yeah, I just don't care.
Okay, Alistair, I am not sure I can find a way to make murder fun again for you. And I'll be frank, I'm not interested in that at all. I would like to see one day maybe you find a different way to have fun. This tea thing, maybe we really lean in on this tea thing, all the exciting options there are with that. But perhaps it's
The opposite of the spectrum, too.
it is your choice of victims, right? It can't be fun killing girlfriends or other poor people, just poor saps that you run into on the street. Perhaps if we find someone worthy of your artistry, your talent, it'll be more exciting for you. You'll get that spark again.
Can I have a murder room in the basement? No. See, I gotta do it on the streets.
Okay, well, yeah, well I think we find you people who would be more fun to murder. So instead of trying to make murder fun, we make the victims more interesting, more worthy. Maybe not. Maybe you run it by me or someone you're comfortable with, saying, "Oh, I'm thinking about murdering this person," and we can kind of weigh in and be like, I'm not sure Miss McGillicuddy at the baker shop is gonna give you that excitement. May I suggest this other individual? And then we'll see if we can't spark that joy in you.
I think I figured it out, though. All you gotta do is go rough up the guys that rough up the prostitutes.
I have no moral qualms with. I don't like people who take advantage of those who can't help themselves. I like to help those in need.
Problem is, the
Being
prostitutes
in
rob
charge
people
of
too.
Right? Yeah, they're not all good, right? But most of them, they're doing a means to an end. That's how I see most of
You won't tell anybody, right?
I don't even know what I would tell them. Honestly, I'm not sure where we've landed in this conversation. I felt like that was a conclusion, and then the more I thought about it, I don't know what the fuck was I'm saying anymore. I'm glad you got it off your chest. Your secret is safe with me. You've told Thurston then. Well, Thurston was you got Thurston.
No, I made Thurston forget about what happened.
Of course. That poor boy.
Yeah.
You think that's why he's bad
that
at
happened.
everything? Because he can't really learn. Anytime he does anything, it just gets. I mean, I learn from my successes and my mistakes. Thurston's just a sea of.
I've never made him forget anything he would learn from. I made him forget about information that we just already know about.
All right, that's fair. I would just be interested to see what Thurston's like after a week of full memories. Might be interesting. But that might be crazy. I mean, we don't have to do anything wild like that. All right.
Why is he so bad, though? He got to kill another vampire and steal their powers. By the way...
Thurston... Yes?
Do you know Inspector Gray did that, too?
He killed another vampire.
Yeah, he did the same thing Thurston did. I told you this last week, by the way.
That is something his clan does, is it not? I remember him getting quite upset about that whole thing before. They have a right to do this, yes, as far as I'm aware.
I'm not really sure. I don't think they can just do it all willy-nilly. I figured he'd tell us before he did it, though. He got so upset that somebody else did it.
Alistair, I would like you to do something if you could. Would you be able to read my mind?
I can try if you let me.
I don't want to make it easy for you. I just want to see if this is something that... Let's test it out, alright? Practice. Something Thurston never gets.
Do a rouse check. Alistair, you're rolling telepathy, obviously. For resistance, it is wits and subterfuge.
Would he be resisting?
Yeah, he said he wanted to make it hard.
He doesn't want
easy,
to give it to him. He's interested in the... But I'm sure it'll happen anywhere. Definitely. I'd say so.
Drink more tea.
Does anyone want success at cast?
He's already got success. And he's got
each
lost.
other out.
Hold on. I'll re-roll the 0. I have to burn a willpower anyway.
It's not going to help Aldrich much.
No, but I can get rid of the messy critical, which will make the situation a little bit better. Like, I don't want to try to bite on him and then him think I... That's how I read his mind, is by sucking his blood.
Yeah, because he also has no idea it's Alistair, so it could be like, okay, this is what he meant. He's going to eat me. And then have
I'll re-roll 3. The 4, 3, and the 0.
I was going to say, if one's a 0 again. Yeah.
So that's still a messy critical.
Yep.
Okay. You'll be able to get a coherent picture of whatever it is that Aldrich is thinking and his intentions.
You would... Oh,
Sorry.
go ahead.
Okay.
Yeah, like, is there a specific thing that you're thinking about to see if I can tell you about it?
Yes, it is the fact that he knows that Inspector Gray diablerized Statler.
Okay.
And he would be thinking of the fact that he then erased Inspector Gray's memory about it. So Inspector Gray doesn't even realize that he's accidentally
Nosferatu.
As you do this, Alistair, staring deeply into Aldrich's deep
Cold black
brown eyes. Sorry, I got completely mesmerized by your beautiful eyes, Aldrich.
Full of shit up to here.
The beast inside of you begins to scream. You realize that this would be an incredibly terrible time. Your favorite tea sets out, and you don't want to break it or get it covered in blood. So you are able to will the beast inside of you down. Doing so, however, means you burn through more vitae than you intended to, so you may increase your hunger by 1. And as you feel Alistair's own mind penetrate your own, feel a way through your memories and mind, the beast inside of you, Aldrich, begins to scream up in defiance and defense. Yeah, I think this applies. You become obsessed with possessing something, desiring to add it to your proverbial hoard. This can be anything from an object to a piece of property to an actual person. Any action not taken towards this purpose incurs a 2 dice penalty. This compulsion will persist until ownership is established, or the object of desire becomes unobtainable. You are suffering from the Zamitsi clan covetousness.
Yeah, I'll just look at him. Did you get anything?
You're keeping secrets.
Technically, I have not broken that because I have not told you anything.
Why did he do it to him, and why did you erase his memory?
I did it for him, to put him at ease of mind and to protect the coterie. Because if it gets out that this happened, it would be very bad. For the inspector would likely be killed, and we would also likely be blamed for it somehow. That's how the Camarilla work. So I thought the less people who knew, the better. But now that I know, you want a purpose, you want to be trusted with things, you have great abilities. Maybe if you also knew about this, you can help me solve the problem.
You can't solve me killing people. How are we going to solve him killing people?
Not killing people. We just solve the problem of information getting out that this happened.
Ooh, what if... Follow me here. What if we find a really bad vampire, right? We'll bring him in. I'll torture him first, and then Inspector Gray can come in and suck his blood out.
For what purpose?
I don't know. It was a bad idea, I know.
Okay, it's no ideas. No, it's not true. They're all bad ideas.
I mean, you get to control it. I guess is my point.
Oh, I'm not worried about him eating people. I'm just worried about the information getting out that he ate this specific person.
Yeah, why?
He didn't know. He didn't know. I don't know why I ate him in the...
Did he go crazy and kill people out of rage too?
I assume it was strategic. Like you said, if you eat another one of ours, it's...
Well, if it's strategic, so he didn't tell you why?
It's a path to power. That's what
I can find out why.
You can't you? That's why you're the right man to bring in on this.
We have to
I think, Alistair, when things happen in this coterie that need to be quietly cleaned up, I can't think of a better person for the job than you. So, that is why I'm bringing you in on this. I don't want to see the inspector get punished for this, but at the same time, I had a band-aid. I just pulled the memory from him and bought myself some time to fix it. We either need to frame someone else for why the Statler disappeared, or I'm not sure. It's about as far as I got in that plan.
Why don't you drink your tea?
Alistair, I physically cannot drink tea. I can't drink or eat anything besides blood. You know that.
You put milk in blood?
You could put milk in a person and then drink. Not sure if that gets into the bloodstream though. I
We should try that. That's a genius idea.
injecting a person with milk in there.
You just got on Alistair's level. It's torturing a person.
All right, that can be one step. Maybe that will make things more exciting again.
Sit there pondering why you leave.
All right, I will. This was a good talk. I'm glad we had it, Alistair.
I don't live here.
All right, and thank you for the tea. And he'll sort of raise the cup to you, and he's gonna leave with the cup in hand.
Okay, so I was gonna if you left it, I was gonna take it and drink it, but yeah, it's fine if you left with it.
Across the city, Inezka and Inspector Grey are sat together in their dining room, discussing plans for how they can dispose of the body that Grey diablerized. A small lantern burns on the sides of the room, leaving a small scent of burning wax to linger in the air. Inezka leans forward. "Husband, dear, the body is starting to rot. It seems to be happening at quite a rate. The smell is starting to leak out of the cellar, and soon it will be obvious the body is hidden here. We can't just throw the body out onto the street. Burning it would be extremely troublesome. It's bound to attract attention. Not only to mention, how would we get the body to the fire unseen?"
Yes, this is quite an issue, my dear Snezka. I think I need to consult my coterie. Perhaps we can roll the body up in a rug or a carpet and put that on a covered carriage and take it to the Whitechapel house.
Whitechapel's not exactly the most affluent area. What if the carpet was stolen? Not to mention, do you know how hard it is to get bloodstains out of a carpet?
Well, we would have to replace the carpet with the roll of carpet. We would lose it. It would have to be scrubbed and thrown away.
Well, you're not using one of my best carpets.
Very well. We would need to get the body to the Whitechapel house. I think that's the only course of action we have. Unless we leave it here. I propose we roll it up, cover it so it's completely covered tightly, and we take it to the house. I don't think anyone would have a chance to steal it if we don't leave it unattended.
How are we going to fit a body in a carpet and then drive it across the city without anyone so much as looking inside of the carpet?
Well, you roll it up in the carpet and act as though you're transporting carpet to be installed.
Now, husband dear, I know you're a intelligent fellow, but rolling it in a carpet won't obscure the body from sight. It will just be a dead body that's quite obviously wrapped in a carpet.
I see. Well, then I suggest we leave it where it is.
But the smell.
I suppose we could get lye or something. Again, as I mentioned before, I need to consult with my coterie.
Is there any way you could possibly take the body to someone else's house and frame them for the murder?
Well, I was attempting to do that, but you just said that there's no way I can move the body.
Trunk might do the job.
Well, very well, then we can put the body in the trunk, and I can take it to my coterie in Whitechapel, and we can discuss what to do.
Might be the most effective situation. Couple's conversation is interrupted by a knock at their front door. Aneska, being the loyal wife of Victorian value that she is, immediately gets up and goes to the door.
Upon hearing that, I will try to rush towards the door and try to stop her from being kidnapped, I suppose.
The door has been ripped off the safety chain, and Aneska is missing. A knife has been embedded into the front door, and a note flaps against the night wind, stabbed by the knife into the door.
I will take the knife and the note and read it.
The note reads, "We have taken your wife, as you have taken some of us. If you want her to not be hurt, then come and get her tonight. We'll be waiting for you in Limehouse. Come find us. Bring some friends and we'll have a party. Rijto."
Ah, okay. Those fucking bastards. So I will storm over to, I guess, get the carriage over so I can put the body in the trunk and then go to Whitechapel with the coterie.
Okay. Back at the Whitechapel house, Thurston is sat in his chair, playing with a familiar bottle that he found waiting for him outside his door. The rest of the coterie have gathered together, taking their own seat in the meeting room, and have been waiting for Inspector Grey to arrive, but decide to begin their conversation and plans without him.
The bottle has stuff in it, correct?
Correct. A familiar red liquid.
I know she asked me not to play around with this anymore, but it's oh so tempting.
What have you got there?
Oh, Aldrich, you remember back at the ball, I told you I was doing a little bit of experimenting on a couple of the coterie members.
Right.
Remember how the inspector was always talking about how I had blood that was from a special dealer and it was the best stuff he's ever drank or anything like that? This is what I was using.
Well, what has your experiments wrought, Thurston? What have you discovered? What uses it?
Mayhem, mainly. Nothing
Right, so what's
else
the exact effect of someone drinking it again? I'll have to refresh my memory.
It's just me and Aldrich together, right?
Everyone except
thought we were all
Inspector
there.
Grey.
We're all there.
Oh. Whoops. Oh well. Well, you know Clara, right?
Oh, by the
I
way, I
do.
sent her some flowers.
Thank you.
I really liked her at one point. Now I just don't care.
Yes. And then without hesitation, I just motioned to Alistair. That was the effect.
Does it only work for Clara?
No, it works for any of us.
I mean, is there a way to get that sort of effect for, say, me?
Isn't Aldrich blood bonded to somebody? Thurston?
Me? Yeah. I think
Your
he's
first stage
not...
blood bond.
Yeah. Well, Aldrich, you see, I didn't want to use my own blood because of the exact events that happened at the ball where Alistair was nothing but infatuated, so I just happened to have Clara's blood, so I used hers instead.
I don't need blood for that.
You
Don't?
might not.
After a few moments, Gray would storm in, carrying a body over his shoulder.
Oh, this is interesting.
One way to. Did you
I
go
gesture
through the
to
whole
him.
city like that?
You should
I
check
look at
that
Aldrich and I'm
door.
like,
Oh, right.
You leave
Um,
bodies at the door. You take hats off when you come into the room. It's just common etiquette.
The only
Ald-
2 rules we have in this house.
Aldrich,
we have
Uh,
rules?
can your clan fleshcraft dead bodies? Because I think one may have broken into my home and fleshcrafted. You know the Masquerade breach I resolved the other week, with the young vampire who knew not what he was. Well, somebody must have fleshcrafted him and made him look as though he was that Stratler individual.
Right.
When I'm trying to look at him, but he's like hanging upside down.
So what's this?
There was a masquerade breach that I had to address last week.
Oh
I
yeah,
took-
when you suck the guy's soul out?
Yes, well, he was not a Camarilla kindred, and he knew nothing of vampire society. I couldn't let him running around. And he looked nothing like this individual. Yet somehow, when I return home, the body was altered to look like this.
Oh, so you didn't get rid of the body. It's been sitting there.
Is this what Cuddles looked like before that?
Cuddle adorable puppy.
Yeah, okay.
Nothing like a dead body.
I owe you an apology,
Pretty similar.
Inspector, and I think you owe me an apology as well. My apology will go first, as I altered your memory. That whole since now you're just telling everyone, I assume it's okay for it to be out in the open, right? That you've Diablerized someone. So let's just discuss openly as a group. Right, that happened. That person is obviously Statler. And this is where your apology comes in, because you should apologize for being so fucking stupid, Vector, for not immediately getting rid of the body as someone you Diablerized.
Yeah, we would make Thurston clean the whole house as an apology for
Right,
that.
I assumed the body was gone, so I adjusted your memory to think that the person you ate was not that victim, so that way you had perfect deniability and cannot be because I'll be honest, you're a bad liar. I think I picked up on it. Alistair seemed to pick up on it. And I didn't want a more powerful kindred to catch you in a lie and for you to get hurt. So I
lean in
just
and whisper, "You didn't have to lie for me to know."
So I made a mental adjustment to protect you, but it seems that you had the body lying around, so that's why you're confused. No, the body was not there. It was not altered.
I looked down and I apologize. I didn't realize it was still a mess. I've made a grave mistake, but when I did this duty, I did my best to verify that he knew nothing of vampire society and he was a threat, a risk. It wasn't until after he was Diabloized that anyone even mentioned his existence. That was
I have no
weeks.
qualms with what you did. I think you were justified in your actions. I think it is the Seneschal's fault for being so reckless with who they are embracing and letting them
You should have
go
told
around
us.
not knowing anything.
Well, I wanted to, but I didn't want to be candid when we were out in public in the chariot. But
What's more
That's
candid
it.
than your aura just going, I Diablerized somebody?
well, not everyone can read auras.
Most of the important people can,
Mm,
like me.
yes, I've made mistakes. I'm sorry.
I'm just saying, if you would have told us, we wouldn't be in this situation right now. Aldrich is very particular about this stuff, and he would have handled it immediately.
Well, I can get rid of a body. That's what I do all the time.
In the future, I am sure I will do it under your guidance.
And I'm glad you survived the whole affair, but you never once came for me for advice like I offered. I could have honestly helped not fix this entire mess from even happening in the first place.
Thurston, I did go to you asking advice on how it was done, and you told me it was challenging and provided no further advice.
I know, but
I think your memory's wrong. I must have messed with it. That doesn't sound like this. And he would have given you good advice.
see, when
Wait,
I did mine,
Did you explicitly say, I'm going to go do this thing? Will you help me?
No, I just asked him for advice regarding Diablerie and the process.
Well, see, what I meant was when I did mine, Aldrich was there to help me with my mistakes. But for you, you did it by yourself, so no one was there to help with your mistakes.
Yes. Yes, indeed. I see the error now. I thought maybe it would be best to keep things quiet, but apparently that was not wise. I should
Let me-
have.
What was more quiet, carrying the body down the street over your shoulder?
Oh, I didn't carry
the
it
actual
down the
process?
street. I had it in the boot of the carriage. I just moved it from the carriage to the house. I was quite quick about it.
Well, I just think from now on, we all know we can help each other out with even the grisliest of tasks, right?
Again,
And speaking
my
of which,
apologies.
let's get to work then. What do you need from us now? How do we resolve this issue for you? You brought the body, right?
Yes, we can't. Either the body needs to look different or it needs to not exist.
We can
We
burn it.
can't. I
Well,
thought
we can
about
get rid of
burning it.
all evidence, and then that point is just denying your involvement. And if you are, I assume you were careful about this, well, it won't come back to you, right? And if it is, just tell us, and we'll help you clear that up.
Denying his involvement with what?
Exactly.
Yes, well, I never brought Stratler to my home in the first place. My wife did that.
Why does she
She
get rid of him?
she had him tied up and in the basement, and I first attempted to vet and find out who he was, because obviously I do not want to keep a Camarilla prisoner in my house for any amount of time. I would have immediately released him. I didn't know if he was a Sabbat or some sort of what's the term for shovelhead in the Victorian era? I don't know. But someone who's just
Probably a shovelhead.
a shovelhead or embraced and dumped somewhere. And when I discovered he had no idea who his sire was, no idea of the Camarilla vampire politics, and that he was a threat to himself and the rest of us, that's when I did the deed.
But
I agree with that.
he belongs to somebody.
I don't think it was wrong. I just want to know how to fix it now. I want to make sure this does not come back to bite you or any of us in the arse.
And I would say, as a kind of almost as a side thought, oh, speaking of my wife, I got this letter. It seems like those Russian bastards may have kidnapped her. And I'll show everyone the letter.
Seems
You
very
have such a loving
reckless
relationship.
to be married.
She can wait. We gotta hide the body.
Well,
You hide the
what
body, and we'll go find her.
should we destroy the body, or should we frame someone for this? That is another option to where they won't be looking anymore if they think they found someone who's done it. But
It
then that
would-
gets more
frame.
complicated.
it
And
would
if the
leave
framing goes
suspicion out
bad.
of that.
Right.
I
Framing has a
believe-
better end result, but it's riskier. Getting rid of the body is much easier, but the problem that might not go away.
I think it is definitely worth the risk to try to frame someone for this.
I don't.
Well, considering a lot more people actually know the truth now than we did before, we have no plausible deniability, really. I think that our better choice would be to frame somebody.
Miss Eveline? Thoughts?
Who are we gonna frame?
Roger.
Rabbit?
Is that his last name?
And Mr. Rabbit, he just lives right down the road, right?
What's his wife's name?
Jessica, I believe.
Sultry redhead, if memory serves.
I feel like we have so many enemies, but I can't think of one that I would like to frame for this.
I mean, Dracula's probably left town. We can't really frame the church for it.
It would have to be a vampire because he's
Right.
sanguinated.
Yeah.
We'd have to make sure it was a vampire that actually has done it.
Right, for the aura.
What about that one place that was across the street from our spa?
Wait, what if somebody just compels us to tell the truth?
It doesn't work like that. You can't make someone reveal information. If you tell someone to
Cool.
say something, they'll just repeat the words.
So if somebody asks you and you lie, but you're thinking about it, what keeps them from finding out from reading your mind?
Well, I mean, if they can read our mind, then yeah, that's a thing.
You were not messing
Mm.
with my mind.
You can read
But I can read your mind.
now. You can read minds now. Alistair, you're doing such great work. First it was the dead, and now it's the living.
Mhm.
Very proud.
With these added complications, I am starting to, I may be in the same opinion as Alistair.
I'm just saying, I can read minds, and I'm just me.
Well, it's yeah, we'd have to find a suitable victim who's we can properly frame, and that person had to have committed diablerie somewhat recently, I assume. It's quite a narrow field. My first thought was Valeris. We have the body somewhere around that, and that's where he's discovered. Where this poor kindred wandered around, went to the wrong spot, ran into an elder that's already at odds with all the other kindred. Got drained and left. I don't think anyone's going to be interrogating Valeris about what happened.
But what's his aura look like?
I don't think anyone's going to go to him. They won't deal with him. We're the only ones that were sent to actually confront him face to face. We barely got out of there. Or we could just leave the body somewhere, and it will be found. And I mean, we've already investigated diablerie victims, right? This could be another one.
That is true. Perhaps we would get called to investigate.
But I guess that's the same as just burning the body, though. It's just still looking for the murderer. We either give them the murderer, or we just get rid of the evidence and hope they never find it. I don't
Yeah,
think
I'm
they
not
have
sure
great
if we
odds
should
of
leave-
finding it.
Yeah, I'm not sure we should leave evidence
No.
for them to find.
Right. I'm of half a mind to burn the thing now.
I agree. Destruction is probably the best course of action.
Aldrich, what if we did dispose of this body that looks as if it's been diablerized. And you use your fancy flesh magic, whatever, to make a body that doesn't look like it's been diablerized. And
I
we
did
still
think
blame
about that.
somebody.
But that body would have to be a kindred, right? There's some
Would it?
obvious differences. I suppose I could take a human corpse and give it all the features of a dead kindred. No blood, fangs. It would look like him.
Then we could blame somebody, but it doesn't have to be specific.
What if we
Not
just
Blame
pump some
anybody.
blood in?
Well, this is getting too complicated. I'm
Ooh,
going
we
to
could
have
pump
my
milk
men
in.
burn it. That's
Milk?
another discussion. Right, I'm going to have the men burn it, and if we do think of a suitable person to frame, we will use Thurston's idea, and then we'll create another body. We will be getting rid of this one. Does that make? Are we all in agreement to that? At least?
Very well. Do you think your men will be able to burn it safely, or is there a way we can dispose of it within the house outside
Just have your
of
wife burn it.
prying eyes? She
no.
wouldn't take the
Kidnapped.
trash out.
Well, I mean, we get
Understand
rid of
why
bodies all the
it's
time.
easy.
Yeah, I'll have
Oh,
them.
yeah, she's a classy lady. She brings the trash inside. Got it.
That's exactly what happened, unfortunately.
No, I mean we can honestly just get a barrel going in the back, put the pieces in, get a fire going, and
Can we have a bonfire?
I'm not going anywhere near it.
oh no,
Woohoo!
my men will do it. I'll
We
have
can
them do it
watch.
in my lab.
From
There.
far away.
Very well. I suppose that's the best course of action. We should get that done immediately. I don't want this
I will
looming
personally
over my
supervise
head.
it so no one fucks it up. I'll take the
Alistair,
body.
What is your deal with watching?
With watching the fire?
Well, yes, last week you.
I've never said anything about watching fire. It's kind of dangerous to us.
No,
That's what's
the-
exciting
the-
about it.
The act
Just
of
kidding.
watching in general. Last week you said that you had me feed so you could watch, and now you want to watch this body being burned.
I didn't say I had you
Dear.
so I could watch. Why are you so
poor,
self-conscious?
innocent little thing.
Also, you're very bad at that too. Nobody should ever watch Thurston feed.
That's the third time this week you've said that. I know.
Yeah, while that's happening, Aldrich would have just grabbed the body. He'll take it down to his workshop, begin dismembering it, and have his men set up. I guess just like a burn barrel or something. Just toss the pieces in and let it happen.
Before you get to the workshop, you'll notice that about 4 of your men have already assembled at the bottom of the stairs and are ready to take the body from you. They march in unison out to the small back garden area and stuff it in a metal drum. Very, literally just...
I feel like they've done this before.
Well, we
Boss.
used to have. I should get one again. An actual incinerator. It was really nice.
Boss, did this man invent the Okie Kokie?
What?
Because every time we put his left leg in, his right leg comes out.
All right, Alistair, I found your first victim. You said you wanted help torturing the men. I found a suitable candidate.
I cast the invitation.
On the guy.
Yeah, the one he said my first victim.
Oh, right. You don't need to roll. That's an automatic fail.
Okay. Because he's blood bonded? Oh no, I'm in the demon house.
Okay.
He
They,
said I could.
I'll pay enough attention. I assume that they have it under control. It seems like a simple thing.
Yeah, and it would be
Professionals.
even though it's a fairly wild flame, it is like you say, it's under control, so you don't need to do any kind of Rotschreck test or anything like that. You'll stay a safe distance away and just watch as the body very quickly incinerates.
Alright, yeah, I'll just head back in. Alright, that's taken care of. Next stop, we should rescue your wife, right?
Yes, I believe Risto has her, but I don't know where he is. Oh, we'll have to track down Federo.
Didn't it say in the note?
Oh, did it? Oops.
It's alright, you're under a lot of stress right now, I get it.
Well, what did the note say again, Shiv?
Go to Limehouse. It didn't give you a specific address, but it did say it's in Limehouse.
Oh, we need to go to Limehouse. That's where Rizto has her.
Alright. This is a group of just Russian criminal types. It's probably going to be a no survivor situation.
Yes, I believe so. Although I will mention, Rizto, or at least one of his thugs, was able to rip the door clear off the hinges and grab her before I could react.
Even
I know
It
this
better.
wasn't
guy
ripped
like
off
that
its
once.
hinges, the security chain was just broken off.
Oh, okay,
Yeah, they
sorry.
just kicked the door in.
The door was kicked in with a great deal of force, and they ran off with my wife before I could react.
That's
I
why
figured
you
you'd
didn't
just
catch
sit-
Jack the Ripper, because you can see the state of the British police force and their inspectors at this time.
Yeah. Also, I'm just gonna say, leave it. Say they kicked the door off of hinges, because if your wife was just taken, you're not gonna remember details.
Well, I think this might be a perfect opportunity for Mr. Cuttles.
Ooh, Mr. Cuddles! Come here, boy.
Oh god.
We have to. I can't keep pushing this off, and if it's not
Do we
now,
hear-
it's going to be the worst time later.
Do we hear the clump of like a horse running down the stairs?
Yeah.
Shipper doesn't sound too thrilled about it.
Like, as in a
Young
mix between like
boy.
a
Oh, so good
hard
boy.
clopping and like a wet, like
Yeah.
bloody meat
Well,
sound.
That's actually what I was thinking as well.
Squish.
Yeah. And there's just this trail of small blood puddles on the stairs.
No, no.
I'm
Come up, me, I'll
Hey.
scratch him behind the ears.
All right,
It is
don't
still a visit.
Jim. It makes that gross noise. All right, I'll have one of my best heavy-handed load up Mr. Cuttles in the trunk. I'll get the dog. We'll be on our way to Limehouse. Right.
Indeed.
I do need to stop for a bite on the way. Not that it's not pressing that we
package
rescue your
too.
wife, but right, we want to be at our best, you know.
Understandable.
All right, perfect. Does anyone else need anything before we go?
No, if you're grabbing a bite, I might as well. Also, if you don't
Of
mind.
course, you're welcome to.
I'll be right back down. And before I leave, I'll check on Sarah Lynn? Sarah Ann?
Sarah Lynn.
And Sarah Lynn. I was right the first time. Check in on her, let her know we're going to be gone for the night.
Would you like me to prepare anything for your return?
Make sure a clean dress is at the ready.
Any preference, Mal?
Whatever you think suits the occasion. You have very good taste.
As you wish, as you wish. And she'll
Oh,
immediately
here,
stop.
and before I leave, your medicine. And again, I'll turn my back so she can't see. Pour some wine into a cup.
That's even more
Do a rouse check for me, please.
Oof. Thank God we're eating.
I'm just saying she's turning into Lady Dimitrescu from Resident Evil 8.
Oh my
Elaine.
god, yes. That's who I'm gonna picture Evelyn as now. Thank you. Yeah.
At least she's voluptuous.
I did
Fool
not
me, mummy.
realize Evelyn was like 8 foot tall.
Make
And she'll-
proportionate under, you know.
She'll take wine without question and begin to slowly sip from the glass. Thank you, miss. Thank you.
I make sure she finishes it and then bid her good night.
No problem. And then you'll hear that she wanders over to your room and starts picking out various dresses. The heavy-handed isn't phased at all by Mr. Cuddles. Does exactly what you say and bundles him up in his arms very carefully, places him in the trunk without being seen. Anything you wish to discuss on your carriage ride?
I lean over to Alistair. Back when she was petting that thing, I know. Well, it's not quite a dog, is it? Dogs don't purr, but I don't quite understand what that noise it was making. It was like a weird gurgling, like growl. But it seems like it liked it. I don't know. I'm still not comfortable with that thing.
Did you see what you looked like when you first met us?
Yes, I still look like that.
He
No,
wasn't as
you
cute
wear
as
better
that.
clothes now.
Well, I mean, yes, I dress nicer, but my face hasn't changed.
I'm just saying you made the same noises with your hand.
Right, but it was. Oh, whatever.
Maybe he's Nosferatu.
I sure hope not. I don't want that to be what I look forward to.
Carriage travels through the city and eventually arrives outside of Aldrich's upper market, opium den. Who's going in?
I am. Before I go in, can I heal?
Certainly. Do a rouse check for me, please.
Yeah, I wouldn't drink before I heal.
Gain a hunger thirst.
Cool. Good thing I'm eating.
Suggest Aldrich, Eveline, and Thurston going in. And as you head in, the man on the reception desk, of course, warmly greets Aldrich, has nothing exceptional to report, and escorts you into your private quarters, filled with satin sheets and silk pillows. Any preference on your company for the night, sirs and Ms.?
Can I get the same as I got last time?
My usual. Listen,
And your pet leper?
I prefer them on the sleepy side, so they're less. What's the fucking word?
Live.
Everyone has their pleasures.
Yes.
just so you know, Thurston, here, if you ask for someone on the sleepy slide, you're going to get someone whose blood is laced with opium. Is that what your intention is?
It wasn't at first, but it's been a while since I've had anything with your product in it, and I did quite enjoy it last time.
Well, it's the best the city has to offer, sure, yeah. It helps me sort of be at ease. I'm better. I'm much more friendly. I'm better with people once I've had a bit. Although this evening, not all intention, is it? So you know what? No, I'll take a little bit of the new thing we've been peddling, or what Miss Eveline's getting. I need more of a pick me up.
As you wish. 2 with energy and 1 not so. Next week, 12 Steps of Kindred. Man returns moments later with a young woman on his arm who's very buzzed, looking around the room. Another young man who's also doing the same. They each take a seat next to you. Another person comes in with a man draped over his shoulder, looking very worse for wear, and is placed next to Thurston. Enjoy your companies. Bows. Leaves the room.
I will escort the man over to a seat, and I've got a sparkly ring on, and I'll flash it around my breasts first while singing a very sultry song. No, I'm flashing the ring so that he will follow the shiny object while I sing a very sultry song. Divert his attention and sink in.
The man stares at your heaving breast and is completely distracted. Do your feeding roll for me, please.
That works.
That's fine. That's
God,
fine.
tell me that works.
Eveline extends her fangs and pierces the man's skin, penetrating his veins, and begins to sup upon the warm liquid inside, taking just enough to satiate her hunger. She licks the wound afterwards and leaves the man in a blissful, euphoric, passed out state. You may slake 2 hunger.
So heal.
Do a rouse check for me, please. Wonderful.
Thank God. Thank you.
Who's next?
Yeah. Aldrich will do his thing. Just sort of having the authority to do what he wants and feed out who he wants, not making much of a show of it.
The man stares at Aldrich's heaving bosom. Do your feeding roll for me, please, lovely. Oh, you know what's coming.
Double crit?
Not you.
Holy crap.
Yeah.
I mean, there's not much point in
Generally
rolling
shocked.
that unless you want to. But...
Yeah, I can't get rid of that messy crit.
He's been thinking about all that talk with Alistair this evening. That
No.
Aldrich grabs the man by his collar and extends his own fangs, piercing into his flesh and skin. And as he does so, drinking upon the liquid, the beast inside of him rears up. He loses all attention, lost in the taste of the man's blood, and completely drains him, leaving a desiccated husk of a corpse, discarding him on the seat. You may slake 5 hunger, but you take 2 humanity stains.
Fuck. Right, I think too much of a dosage on that one. Got ahead of myself.
I also
Yeah,
nearly
I imagine-
forgot, Eveline, you subtract 2 dice from all your physical dice pools, and difficulties to resist or control frenzy have been decreased by 1.
woohoo!
I imagine I kind of point my brunch towards Evelyn, so she's kind of so they're kind of distracted by what she's doing to distract her food. And as I attempt to feed, I just look over at Aldrich and, like, as I'm feeding, just, oh God, what are you doing?
Thurston points a man in Eveline's direction, and is intoxicated and enthralled by the flash of skin on her bare ankles. Thurston extends his own fangs and sinks them deep into the man's shoulder. Do your feeding roll for me, please. Would you like success at cost? Listen, Marceau, we don't understand you when you don't speak.
I was re-rolling too. Sorry.
Okay. 3. Yeah, okay. Thurston begins to feed upon the man, slightly taking a small amount of blood, just enough to satisfy himself. You chose...
Mine had the opium.
Oh shit, I got them mixed up because... Oh no, you got... Getting confused with who's taking what drugs. You got the... Okay, so you get the opium.
First of all, over here,
Miss
Shiver say that.
Hartz gets the cocaine, so that is wrong. You spend 2 willpower points to re-roll a messy critical or bestial failure, and difficulties to resist or control frenzy increase by 1. Thurston, you may slake 2 hunger, but you subtract 2 dice from all physical dice pools, and your difficulty to resist or control frenzy decrease by 1.
Okay.
2 victims are left, sat next to each other, extremely high, but also euphoric, completely ignoring the dead body that Aldrich feasted upon next to them.
Aldrich, are you alright? You seem quite, ferocious tonight.
Right, no. Just energized. Just ready to go. That's
Okay.
unfortunate, though. I should be better than that. But I feel I'm not going to sit here in this room all night. Let's go. Yeah, it's going to head out.
Okay.
Jump up and follow him.
Head back out into the carriage. Alistair and Inspector Grey, before they arrive, was there anything you wish to discuss, talk about in the carriage on your own, son? You don't have to, I'm just asking.
You want to know color it was?
Excuse me, Alistair, what color?
Aura.
Oh, my aura. Oh, very well, Alistair. What color was it?
Red and black.
Red
Well,
and black.
Red with black. You're angry. You're a very angry person.
I'm
Or you were at
certainly
the time.
I'm certainly angry at the moment. I think, well, last week I was confused, but I'm definitely angry now, certainly. I don't quite understand why. Well, I don't necessarily want to talk about it in the carriage, but I thought I did all my due diligence, you know? I thought I was doing the right thing to uphold the Masquerade.
You can tell me. I'll keep your secret. I have secrets. If you don't tell me, I'll just read your mind. It's okay.
It's not that I don't want to tell you. I'm certainly fine with telling you. I just feel more comfortable talking in that house. I feel like less people can listen. Does that make sense?
I guess.
Asking Alistair if something makes sense.
Aldrich, Eveline, and Thurston return to the carriage, finding Inspector Grey and Alistair in an awkward silence that Alistair seems completely ignorant of, and seems happy enough staring out of the window.
Alistair, you're here. I'm so glad.
I was here when you left.
Yeah, you were.
Oh, you
Sorry,
drugged him,
I
didn't
tried-
you?
No, I asked for
Asked
it,
for
I
it.
think.
Oh, he drugged himself.
If
Figured
he didn't
everybody
know
else
at
is
this
doing.
point, he'd be way too naive.
Yeah, I figured he's already bad at everything. Might as well make him more smooth about it.
Well, that's not fair. Person's not bad at everything.
Truth hurts.
Well, on to go ahead and give my man directions, Inspector. Go rescue your wife.
Yes, to the Limehouse district, please.
Carriage heads off on its
Thurston is
way.
ju-
Sorry.
I was just gonna say Thurston's just running his hand along the nice wooden, like, I guess architecture of the carriage, You're right, Alistair. This is smooth.
I'll be whistling Ring Around the Rosie.
I'll join in.
Is there anything you wish to
Just
discuss
kinda
in the
quietly,
carriage,
yeah.
or just want to have a nice little sing-along as you're traveling off to Limehouse?
Of one of the more creepier songs ever made, yeah.
The carriage enters into Limehouse, and as they approach, the streets become busier and busier. People in their raggedy clothes are moving around the open streets and into open market stalls. Small urchin children are stealing fruit, as adults are roaming around spending their meagre wages on whatever food they can afford. The carriage finds a quieter part of the area and pulls over to the side. They each disembark into Limehouse and take in the sight of the busy open market filled with many different kinds of characters. Almost immediately, a small, unwashed child wearing dirt and soiled rags runs up to Eveline. And I want everyone to do wits and awareness as this conversation goes on, please.
Including me?
Except you, of course, Eveline.
Oh, okay.
That's not fair. Oh, I didn't get a 0.
Investigator grade? Oh, lovely. Okay. So as this conversation goes on, Inspector Grey, you will start to notice a small gathering of children behind the coterie that are trying desperately not to be noticed. The small urchin looks up at Eveline, tugging on her rather expensive decadent clothes, and says, Miss, you got any money I can have, please? My da is dead and me ma spends all the money she makes on the streets on drink.
Sounds like you need to go get a job then.
Ain't no one going to employ a little urchin boy like me. All the chimney sweeping jobs have already gone.
Go check the local factory. You're not my problem.
I would turn around and address the urchins approaching us.
What are you going to address them saying?
Oh, okay. Sorry, I didn't want to interrupt your conversation.
No, you're
I was
fine,
just
you're
letting you know while that's happening. Well, I see you lot are sneaking about. Is there anything else? Is there anything I can help you with?
Children immediately circle around Inspector Grey, and you can feel them poking and prodding into pieces of your pockets. Before long, you notice that your wallet has gone. I will come back to you in a minute. Well, I ain't going to get
I'm
a
gonna
job in
start
no
killing them.
factory. Me hands are too big for any use yet, and me brain's too small to be making anything. So what? Can't I do something for you for some money?
Poppycock, no, go away.
You know, it was a while ago, but I heard that there's a paper factory you could try to work at. I think.
Paper factory, mister?
Yes, come back to me.
Is that how you got so sick? You got your face trapped in some sort of paper mill?
That's exactly how it happened. And if you keep hanging around here, it might happen to you too.
It's contagious.
He'll run off screaming.
We both
Inspector
laugh
Grey.
like that actually in the game.
Yeah,
Yes.
that was in character.
Fury Frenzy for me, please. Difficulty 2.
Do I have to roll for it? I'll just frenzy. I want to kill them.
Oh god, you're gonna kill small children in the middle.
Oh yeah. I mean, if they're gonna steal from me, I have 3 humanity.
I was
Yeah,
gonna say
there's-
humanity, baby.
Oh, do you really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're inconveniencing me so much. I'm
I
gonna
think
start
there's
killing them
difference
until they
between
turn
three-
into
the way you would do it in a fury and managing to remain in control. Because this is the middle of Limehouse, which is extremely busy.
Yeah, Aldrich would
Right.
not. The minute he saw him getting ready to lash out at a child, Aldrich would absolutely step in.
What's the difficulty for the Fury Frenzy if you
2,
want me to roll
please.
for it? 2. Okay.
That's impressive.
There we go.
There we go.
There you go.
Oh God.
But there is like a ride the wave thing where you get
There
some
is.
benefit if you just let it happen. I'd prefer to do that.
Riding the wave.
Well,
Your
GG,
intention is
guys.
to come to the
This is where we get
frenzy.
canceled.
This act follows the usual frenzy rule. Okay. So, after
Sit.
you're obsessed with destroying these children.
I guess I wasn't wrong.
I'm sorry, guys.
Did say if he didn't leave it, what happened to him?
The frenzy
This-
will end when you have destroyed everything that is subject to your ire.
The children who stole from me.
Ducks. See him be mad at one of us too, just out of nowhere. We didn't know about it.
And because you are choosing to ride the wave, you are in relative control of your character.
Okay. I guess
You are still frenzying, but in other words, mechanical
if I
wise,
can-
this means, you get to
Okay.
choose in a way who you're playing the Fury Frenzy out on rather than the storyteller doing it.
Yeah, ideally, I would like to try to spot the one who stole my wallet. If I can't tell, I'm going to just start going after the children and doing combat with them. Like, if they're running into the alley, I'm going to chase them, and this is going to happen in the alley or wherever they're at.
I
You
don't
start
think they're going
grabbing
to be able
them
to
and-
get to the alleyway. There's so many of them huddled around you that
That soun's good.
it's like a
I'm going to
pick and
start
mix.
breaking necks.
Yeah.
Are you like bringing out one of your knives, or are you just swinging at these kids?
I think I will start by just trying to see if I can grab them and then like neck break and check the pockets. If that doesn't work, then I might start throwing knives.
I feel like this was only 3 kids to start. But then Noskavian's like, no, I just want to kill them all. And Shiver finally all of a sudden is like, there's 80.
Oh no, I'm picturing like 4 or 5 here.
I just...
Yeah,
You were like,
as
"You're-"
soon as Aldrich senses anything of the sort, he's gonna try to subdue the inspector.
Let's see which happens first. You don't need to
Oh,
roll
boy.
for harming children because they're children, and you're a real grown man.
don't need to roll that hard.
Okay. So until someone tries to stop me, I'm gonna neck break, check the pockets. Neck break, check the
Take more of an
pockets.
unprepared mortal.
So how do you want this to play out? What role do you want to happen?
Uh,
I mean, I assume he probably gets
I'd say he easily.
he-
I'd say he's going to grab at least one child, break its neck.
yeah, I would
toss
assume
it
he
aside.
would grab a child and then beat or do whatever he's doing, and I'll just be like, "What the?" And just immediately, go to
Exactly,
grab.
yeah.
Grapple.
So first of all, 2 humanity stains for killing one child. And Aldrich will witness you picking up one of these children very roughly, breaking its neck near enough just in your grip, and then sending your fist straight to its little
picturing-
bastard's face.
Picturing
And
the
then checking
Bane
his
and
pockets.
Batman, just picking up a child and
Yeah, pretty much.
what are you old monsters? What do I need to
My
do?
damn wallet, you thieves! You
What do you mean,
rats.
you guy?
Brawl. I want to like physically restrain him.
Strength and
Then-
brawl. Inspector Grey, probably strength brawl as well to resist
Yeah.
being grappled.
Probably the best thing for him to do, because mine's not great. Yeah, so he restrains me.
Yep.
Yeah, just grabbing him, looking at him.
Aldrich, these shits stole my wallet. These cockroaches.
I am filthy rich. I will replace what they stole and then some. We are not causing a scene or harming children.
Apart from
In the
that
middle
one.
of Limehouse. Go into the
Dark kid
carriage
did die.
And do not come out till I say it's time to come out. I would like
It's
to
okay to harm the children as long as we don't make a scene.
mesmerize them.
Oh, okay. So you're yeah, because I'm still frenzying. So
Yeah, I was gonna say I know you're not gonna actually listen, so I need to.
I'll just. Audrey, it's not the money. It's the point of the issue. They stole from me. The cockroaches. This justice needs to be seeked.
Show me mesmerize, please.
Okay then.
Okay, so do a rouse check. You're obviously doing manipulation and dominate. Inspector Gray, you're doing intelligence and resolve, and you get a +2 modifier.
Ooh.
Goddamn right, that
Well done.
works.
So yeah, the command essentially is to go into the carriage and don't come out until I tell you to. With using the submerge
grounded?
directive with it.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'll just
He doesn't
mutter
know you
that
did it.
those children justice needs to be served, but not in a place like this.
You sound insane right now. Go in the carriage.
I'm going into the carriage. This isn't the place for this. Just
turning to the rest of the
children.
kids. This is why you don't pickpocket people. You never know when one is a
Are
murderous.
there even any children still around?
And,
Did he kill one at all?
He killed one.
Into the
He
carriage.
killed one.
Yeah.
Fantastic. I'll mark that off the bingo card.
I run over to the alleyway where the commotion's happening.
No one said this was in an alleyway.
No,
This is
we're
the
in the middle of the
Oh,
street.
Yeah.
We stopped our carriage, got out. Evelyn got
Okay.
approached, and then this happened.
so I turn around to all
Emily
this
got
happening.
approached.
Oh no, Evelyn! We tried to warn them, but the paper mill got one already.
Indeed.
Better than the machine at the paper company.
It's
Yeah, and did I hear you, Evelyn, tell them to get a job? And they go to what?
If they can pickpocket or beg, they can get a job.
I forget you've never been poor before. All right. We have Russians to fight. People who are kidnapping wives. They are worse people than us, and that is where we will enact all justice.
We sure none of the children were Russian.
They were rushing away.
Huh.
Are we at the? Well, we don't know location. I assume there's.
No,
Are we
the
in
storyteller gave you an
Limehouse yet?
opportunity to find out where they were, but he was told to go and get a job in a paper mill factory.
Why me?
Karen.
Sympathy for poor kids. If it
That's
was a woman,
why.
it would have gone better.
Why is a poor talking to me?
Exactly. It's beneath me.
Fucking horrors.
Would I be able to find an area and just essentially find a criminal element in this neighborhood to
Yes.
have a conversation with?
Very easily. I don't think there's any point in even rolling for that because it's Limehouse. It's like, you want to find a single criminal element. It's like trying to find a bubble in a jacuzzi.
Yeah, we will take the
Metaphor.
carriage to some place where I know there's some seedy element doing business or something where I could talk to someone who would know who's operating in the area. Ideally.
Yeah, you probably even have whatever the equivalent of a Victorian age pusher would be in the area, so you can ship your product everywhere.
Okay. Yeah, we'll go do that.
Seedy-looking man with a small pork pie hat, raggedy attempt at a suit, is talking with Aldrich off to the side as the rest of the coterie stand by the carriage, presumably leaning on the doors to ensure Inspector Grey does not escape.
I'm looking in. I'm mocking him.
Grounded. It's a bad boy told to go to the car. Wait for me in the car.
So what is it, boss? We don't often see you round here. It's a bit... Well, you're slumming it tonight then, are you?
You know I like checking in on everyone, making sure everything's alright. Business been good? Is there anything you need from me?
I mean, could always do with some more stock.
Really?
Yeah,
Getting it out that quick? Well, that's good to know.
Well, it's
I'll
very
make sure
nice. It's right proper Moorish, isn't it?
Right.
That's the thing with
Well, it
cocaine.
is.
It's Moorish.
Alright, I'm glad to hear business has been good. I'll make a note. You've been successful with it too. I do appreciate that. Make sure you're rewarded properly. I am here on other business as well. Could you point me in the direction? I understand there are some Russians operating in the area.
Russians? What's a Russian?
Alright. Moscow, maybe. St. Petersburg.
Damn foreigners.
Right.
Foreigners? Why didn't you say that in the first place, boss? There's some small house just across the way. There's been some group of lads, real weird voices coming and going all through the hours. Owned by some some Cyrillic, Cyrillic.
I don't know what you're trying to say, but that house, I'm gonna point.
Yeah,
That's
end
all
of
I
the
need to
street.
know.
End of the street.
You know roughly how many lads are in and out of that place on any given night? Might be into some trouble when I know what I'm getting into.
And he's seen 4 of the fuckers. They ain't even buying anything. Like, how
Shame,
can you
shame.
live around this area? Look at the state of this area. I saw a dead rat the other day, and some homeless person ran up to it, grabbed it like it was some sort of fucking treasure. Like it was Queen Victoria's knickers themselves. Or bloomers.
Well, we are doing our part to make this community better by providing medicine for the people. Keep up the good work. I will be investigating these outsiders.
All right, boss, mind how you go.
Right. And yeah, head to the carriage. The Russians are in the house down the street. 4 or 5 of them, most likely, from what my man told me. I say we get a move on.
I agree.
Right, yeah, a lot of times, you know, I like sending people in to scout, but let's just all just go in this time because it seems like it's gonna be the safer route. We okay with that?
As long as I can bring Mr. Cuddles.
I will carry his trunk myself. Oh, yeah, go hoist the trunk with Mr. Cuddles off the back of the carriage, and I'll start carrying it towards the house and say, Inspector, if you may join us whenever you're ready. Come on out now.
Yeah, so I will go with the group and say, yes, we need to go in there, and Bristo needs to give me my wife. This is unacceptable.
Right, just all that the resentment you've felt towards those poor orphans, just get it all out in there.
Bristo certainly deserves it more.
Right. All right. Yeah, heading that way. Come on, Durston.
Poor Aldrich. He has to keep everything together.
I'm just waiting, Aldrich. You don't have to tell me.
Causing issues right now.
I was talking to the dog.
Yeah.
I cause
Right
issues
to
over
go.
tea.
Okay.
At this point, we'll take a break.
Oh yeah,
We'll
it
be
feels
right
like we've
back.
been playing forever.
Oh.
They get the discount locks.
The front door opens to a darkened hallway, which is bare and only bears a staircase that leads upstairs to the landing. The downstairs hallway ends in a kitchen, and there is one door on the wall that leads to the only other room of the downstairs.
Do you want to hear anyone?
Hear
Yeah.
you.
You're muted.
You're muted, Evelyn.
I'm still standing outside the door.
Can I activate heightened senses and see if I can hear anything?
Yeah.
Thurston, would you help Miss Evelyn come on in? My hands are a bit full.
Of course. And I know she's gonna reject it, but I offer her an arm.
I actually take it. Because that way I can step through the door.
Bit of look of surprise and enter through the door and politely break it up.
Thank you, sir.
You don't need to roll, by the way, Inspector Gray. You hear nothing.
Okay.
Nothing inside of the house, anyway.
Okay. And you said there's a way up and a way down?
Yes, well, there's a kitchen at the end of the hall, one room on your right, and a landing upstairs.
First I'll look in the room to the right.
Inspector Gray, cautiously, walks through the hallway and opens the door to find a grim, barely decorated sitting room. It is open, and the rush of a cold draft envelops him. He steps inside, finds a fairly uncomfortable-looking series of wooden chairs, and a pathetically small fireplace that seems to have been used fairly often.
The fireplace has seen a decent amount of use. But, they're not here. Let's move on. Guess, unless anyone else wants to do anything, I'll proceed to the kitchen.
Meanwhile, I will open the trunk.
You.
Are we sure about this? You don't want to wait till maybe there's something to sick him on or something?
He can help us look, right, can't you, boy?
Alright. Inspector, we have no idea what this thing's gonna do. First time I think it's been this far or out of the house and around other people, so should things get bad, I don't know if it would be able to differentiate between friend or foe. So maybe make sure it doesn't hurt your wife.
Maybe we can get a hold of my wife and then release the hound.
Oh, that's I would have said the hound's out. Evelyn's got him, so
Leash.
Well, I mean, let go
she's
of
got
the
a
leash.
leash.
He's got a rhinestone collar.
Right.
How reassuring.
At least we'll take him for a walk indoors.
I put my hand on Aldrich's shoulder. Just remember the other dog that bit her. It's okay. I got this.
The kitchen.
Yeah, to the kitchen.
Where are they at, boy?
Mr. Cuddles pulls tightly on the leash, trying to get you desperately back into the room on the right downstairs.
I'm sorry, I know what a dog sounds like. What's Mr. Cuddle sound like? My immersion.
Like an asthma attack.
Okay.
Yeah, but what is that?
So like an
sound
English
like?
bulldog. I will follow Mr. Cuddles.
He pulls you back into the room and starts sniffing around, trying to point out various things.
I will inspect anything that he sniffs.
Do intelligence investigation for me. I think that's your strongest stats.
Me or the dog?
You with a +1 modifier from the dog.
Okay.
Wonderful. Underneath a cushion, the most secure of places, you find a small iron key.
Pocket the key.
Mr. Cuddles slumps down in the middle of the room.
Is that everything here, boy?
Just looks at
Treats will have to wait till we get back.
He looks at you and his pathetic attempt at a tail starts to weakly wag, leaving wet splats on the floor.
I'll
Kitchen?
go in the kitchen.
Kitchen has a simple stove against a back wall, which rests next to the simple pantry that is embedded into the wall. A simple, slim wooden table rests against the opposite wall with several chairs tucked in underneath it.
Do I see anything out of the usual here, or can I just assume it looks
It's an
like
awareness or intelligence investigation, whichever you prefer.
I forgot to add my modifier to that. Oh well.
The only thing that you find is a strange book with writing upon it that is completely unknown to you. The only thing that you can easily read is the year 1876 on the front cover, and a stamp on the back that reads Russian Bible Society.
Anyone read Russian?
Sadly, no.
Well, let's keep a hold of it. Maybe we can ask some of the people at that bar.
I'll ask Mr. Cuddles if he knows Russian.
Says his Russian is a bit rough.
Who'da thunk?
Has anyone else found anything? Perhaps it's time to go look upstairs.
Where the
Sounds good to
kitchen?
me.
In the kitchen.
Is there anything in the sink?
No.
Check the oven
Goes-
for shoes.
Oh wait, there's no microwave. Not modern.
I found the shoe in the stove last time, so you never know.
I will go ahead and lead the coterie upstairs.
The coterie proceed up to the staircase. Each stair cracks under the weight of each member until they finally reach the top. Only a single door is visible that leads in the direction of the next door house, seemingly in an impossible direction.
So wait, there's two paths. Okay.
I mean, there's a landing, and at one end is a door, although, it doesn't take an architect to realise that where the door is positioned, it would just, for some reason, open straight in on the next door's house,
Okay.
which is very
On an
inconvenient.
outside wall.
Interesting.
Open it.
This house looks largely empty and abandoned, but the roofs connect. Let's check out the neighbor's house. While I'm up here, I want to look around to see if I spot anything in the attic.
No.
No? Okay. Is the door locked?
Door is locked.
The door is locked. I suppose I could try to lockpick it unless anyone found a key. Oh, never mind. I'll lockpick it. I'm going to try to lockpick it.
Dexterity. Larceny.
And I hand the key.
Oh.
I'll try the
Oh,
key.
I mean this.
The key slides perfectly into the lock, and the mechanism gives way as Inspector Grey turns the key, cautiously opening the door to reveal a metal walkway above the streets that leads into the next building along, with a door teasing them on the other side.
Well, it looks like this is the way to the neighbors. Perhaps that's where they're actually at. I will proceed forward.
Everyone following?
As I pass by, I'll grab the key out of the lock.
Coterie steadily make their way across the metal flooring, as their footsteps echo through the night and between the two brick houses, and come to the metal door on the other side, finding it already unlocked. Would you like to open the door, or would you like to have a discussion about llamas before you go in?
The llama.
You don't need
On
our
a narrow
kryptonite,
walkway between two roofs.
Let's give it a listen before we proceed.
I want to listen to see if I hear anything on the other side.
Heightened senses?
Yeah, it's still active.
Do wits and specs for me, please.
Would that be wits and aspects or wits and awareness plus aspect?
For heightened senses, it's wits and specs.
Okay.
Before we go in, can I heal?
Do a rouse check for me, please.
Ooh, me too, please.
Do a rouse check for me, please. Both of you gain a hunger.
Just a moment.
Gain a
What?
hunger.
I didn't mean to do that.
Inspector Grey accidentally begins to will the vitae around his body. Realizing his mistake halfway through, he then, through sheer willpower, forces it back into his heart. You'll be able to discern that there is something or someone alive on the other side of this door. That's all you're able to accurately ascertain.
Okay.
Company on the
There's
other
definitely-
side.
There's definitely someone on the other side waiting.
All right.
Is this where we bust down the door?
Yeah, let's do that. And Aldrich will just step forward and not even check if it's open or not. He's just going to go to kick the door.
Yeah, I don't think you need to roll for that. You'll just be able to
Right
kick
before
the
he,
door in. Yeah.
right before he kicks the door. Guys, I think we should do this very quiet, and then he kicks the door.
The door bursts open.
Oh, okay. Huh, looks like a bachelor room.
Into a large and well-lit open room with various lanterns hanging from brick columns that run through the large room. Far along the back wall is a Nezca, tied to a chair flanked either side of her are 4 men. 3 of them Inspector Grey recognizes as Gavram, Yefram, and Vanya. One of the men that Inspector Grey doesn't recognize steps forward. His presence is strangely imposing, and each member of the coterie feels rooted to the spot. The man, dressed in a suit, but with what looks like a strange scarf attached to his hip, and dons a luxurious robe, steps between the coterie and Inezka, and addresses Inspector Grey directly, with a thick, totally authentic, accurate Russian accent. Inspector Grey, I presume. That's terrible. That's my worst attempt at Russian I've ever done.
Yeah. It
I'm
was,
not even bothering. You've been something of a
Yes.
thorn in our side. You've made some of my friends disappear. And for what?
Well, Bristow, it's for you. You've made quite a mess of things, and it's become my responsibility to make sure that doesn't happen.
We have come to this city to rid it of its parasites, after having cleared the motherland of such creatures of the night.
I see. And do you normally make a habit of capturing innocent women?
If they're in the business of helping parasites like you, yes, it is our duty.
Well, you have me here now. Release her.
please.
I'll tell her to return home. She won't be involved in this fight.
What guarantees of safety do we have if we release her?
You have my word. And when I fulfill that promise, you will know what grounds we can negotiate on.
The only grounds for negotiation is your death, and that of your companions.
Very well. If my death is a necessity, then at least allow her the ability to not witness it.
What would be the fun in that? She must pay for her sins. She has assisted you in yours. Part of her atonement is to witness your demise. So Russian. Much
How many
lost
people are in
Vidania.
this room?
4.
4 of them.
How many are around
Plus
her?
Nazca.
3.
But surely you don't want to engage in bloodshed with innocent bystander, do you?
Of course not. But what's that got to do with your wife?
She's not like us or like me. She can be redeemed.
And part of her redemption will be to witness your demise, to see just how weak you really are.
I don't
And-
think you should do that.
And what assurances do we have that you won't just slit her throat?
Because we're not the monsters that plague the night. That would be you.
Very well. Can you give me your sworn oath that you will not harm her and you will just let her watch?
I do not make sworn oaths to monsters and godless parasites.
Then don't make an oath to me, make an oath to her.
For what reason?
I would be much more comfortable knowing that you're not going to turn around and kill her.
And what has your comfort got to do with us?
Nothing, I suppose.
You will reach into his inside pocket, step forward, and bear a crucifix at you. You need to roll willpower.
Okay.
versus his true faith. You are forced to move back away from the crucifix against the back wall and unable to move forwards towards him. You must always maintain at least 1 meter distance from him.
Okay.
Good thing he's our ranged attacker.
Oh,
I will.
also,
Okay.
you must do a remorse
Uh-oh.
test.
Uh-oh.
Okay. Oops.
This is going to be fun.
Yeah, but his humanity's so low, he's gonna have tons of dice.
Yeah.
See?
You collapse into a helpless, self-loathing, disgusted, pitiful ball, unable to act on anything except defend yourself. Equal to the current number of stains you currently have. How many stains do you have?
That's the number of rounds. 2.
Yes. Okay, so 2 rounds.
Okay. And then does that clear up my stains or not?
No.
Okay.
Oh,
Gotcha.
it will remove all your stains, but you will permanently lose 1 point of resolve. Oh, sorry. No, ignore that. My own sentence ran on
Well,
to
it
itself.
seems-
And no, it won't remove stains.
Seems negotiations are falling apart. Miss Eveline, if you will.
Cuddles, attack!
Who's Mr. Cuddles going for?
The main dude.
The main dude.
The guy that just held the crucifix up.
Strength. Brawl.
Then the demon dog after the guy with true faith.
Yeah, I'm real curious to see what happens here.
That's it!
Holy shit.
I thought his rolls were supposed to be crazy.
10
That's
die.
pretty crazy.
Oh, sorry, I was like, read so good.
Yep. Want to re-roll anything for Mr. Cuddles or stick one? Oh no, he's not injured, so.
Yeah, it's unless
Mm.
there's something you're not telling
Mr.
me. I'm
Cuddles.
sticking with it.
Pounces forward and leaps upon the man who uselessly wields the crucifix in the creature's face. He begins to bite and tear at him and does 2 points of superficial damage. Who's next? Oh yeah, I should probably write down the turn order as well.
I just look at Alistair. I go, I don't understand why the inspector's upset. We found his wife, and then I'm gonna attack one of the other 3 guys. Actually, how wounded does that first guy look that had the cross after Mr. Cuddles gets to him?
He looks pretty hurt. Not majorly, but
Go
you
after
know.
him then.
You
I'll
sure?
go after him then.
Okay. Do
Oh.
a willpower check for me then,
Yeah.
please.
Yeah, I already committed. Yeah, I'll do it. Nope. Do you want me to also do?
And do the remorse check for me, please. And you will collapse into a ball of self-loathing and disgust, unable to act upon anything except your own defense for a number of turns equal to your current stains. How many stains do you have?
0.
Then you will be out for 1 turn.
Okay. What's the difficulty on that roll? Jeez.
5. Oh no,
Ah.
that's it's not a difficulty-based roll. You're actually this is you succeeding at it.
Oh,
If you fail
gotcha.
at it, you remove all your stains, and you will lose 1 point of resolve permanently.
Willpower.
Did you go after the main guy?
I did, yeah.
Oh, and you immediately run in terror frenzy.
Alright, dealing with one of them. Destin, help out your buddy Mr. Cuddles, won't you? And as Durston also sicks the guy with the crucifix, Aldrich will begin turning into his horrid form.
Friends.
Do Durston strength brawl for me, please. Let's roll 20 fucking up. Reroll, please.
Yeah, so that didn't look great.
That's better.
Better. Willpower that. There we go.
Durston charges forward, sinks his teeth into Rishto's arm, manages to break off the hand bearing the crucifix.
Dog.
Aldrich, you're turning into Hulk Aldrich, the incredible Hulk Aldrich Hogan. Who's
Ultra.
next?
Guess I'll go. One of the guys near her. You need to back away and die, and I'll cast Demontation. Maybe.
And what is it? Intelligence and resolve to defend?
Yeah,
against
but
it?
I gotta do it. I gotta do a rouse check as well. Do that after, right?
Composure. Yes, you add it on composure and intelligence.
Oof.
Nice,
Thank
nice.
That's a matter of opinion, but yeah.
Alistair's words echo through the room, and the man, as he started to come forward, stops in his tracks, starts shaking his head. Who's next?
So is that willpower damage?
Yeah.
Yes.
It's only 1 willpower damage, though.
I would like to start singing a very annoying high-pitched sound, thank Yoko Ono, towards the 3 that are guarding her.
Show me that power,
Basically.
please.
Oh, wait, I hit the wrong button.
Okay, so it's going to be 3 rouse checks.
Damn. Good job.
Going to do
And
composure
then should I
and
roll
resolve.
it?
Yep.
Yeah.
Nice. All the men are struck back by Eveline's voice, except for one, who stands there and then begins to just proceed, cross-legged on the floor, rocking back and forth, before finally falling backwards, unconscious. Who's next? Is that everyone that can go?
Yeah, so I guess it would be Rizzo's turn.
Yeah. Hang on 2 seconds, because someone wants me to put on some music. Because they've got ADHD and no legs.
Ooh.
Right.
This doesn't sound Russian.
I was trying to picture some sort of Russian music to hum, but the only thing that came was something Jewish instead, and I'm like, that's not Russian.
Hagen and Keela.
If you make it to make it Russian, just speed it up a little bit.
You never know, they might like tattoo.
Where the fuck was it? Okay. Of the two remaining men, Vanya walks over to Inezka, brandishing a knife, and slashes her throat. The other man proceeds to knock one of the lanterns over from the floor, and the place begins to ignite in flame. Rishto's not
I
going to be
can't
able to do much. He's got a demon and a weird ghoul dog thing on him. That was the other two's go. So it's up to you.
I'll just,
as this building is starting to catch fire.
I'll
Mr. Cuddles, you can do it!
Inspector Gray, we'll leave you for
Yeah.
last because there's a complex load of shit we've got to do for you.
Okay. Well, I guess while this is going on, I just want to be screaming and reaching for Ineska, even though I can't do anything.
Okay, we'll come back to you. Aldrich, Eveline, Alistair, Thurston. As the flames are encroaching.
Mr. Cuddles!
Aren't
Cheering Mr. Cuddles on.
You're cheering him on, okay.
Aren't I still incapacitated?
Not now.
No, you should be good now.
Yeah, you'll be alright.
Oh,
Because
okay.
combat's over.
Gotcha. I'm running out of there.
So did one cut her throat or held a knife to her throat?
He cut
Slit
the
it.
throat.
My intention is to cheer Mr. Cuddles on and run out as soon as I know Mr. Cuddles succeeds.
Okay.
Ultric will. So the fire started. It's not all completely engulfed yet, right?
Correct. It is started. It is
Your
very
time to-
swiftly catching fire, though. You've got enough time for one action. Eveline is
He-
cheering
he-
Mr. Cuddles on.
He's gonna launch himself and try to grab Ineska. Just essentially
That's
grab
right where
her.
that's right where the fire is.
Yeah, he's gonna go for it. He's gonna try to see if he can
Do a terror frenzy for me. Sorry, difficulty
Can't.
2.
push through. Five.
Lovely. Okay, you will be able to, against your better judgment and internal terror, charge through the small flames that are already catching and spreading, and grab Inezka, still attached to the chair, throw her over your shoulder, chair and all, and I assume you're going to try and make your way back to the exit on that.
Yeah, just grab. I mean, take any hits if the other two are trying to fight them off if they're getting out of there. But yeah, just get her and then try to get out.
Alistair, Thurston, which of you?
I'm running out of there.
You're just
I'd be
out,
running
that's
as well.
fine. You're just running out, so that's absolutely fine. Which brings us to Inspector Gray. Inspector Gray, Fury Frenzy test at difficulty 4, please.
Okay.
Excellent. You are enraged, incensed. The beast is screaming at you for vengeance against these pathetic mortals. and he wouldn't be able to re-roll it anyway, Kendu, because frenzy.
I'll hunger.
You are compelled to charge at them despite the flames, despite the risk, and bring swift, exacting revenge upon them. This is no longer about justice.
I'm going to go for the one that sliced Nezca's throat.
Okay. Alistair, Thurston, and Aldrich managed to just about get out of the building and begin to descend and exit out into the street.
If I went in, grabbed her, and on my way out, I see Inspector trying to. I assume we'd be passing each other, right? He's gonna try to go past and towards the fire in a frenzy. I will attempt to grab him on the way out as well. I do have 4 arms in this form. So I'm gonna use some of these extra limbs to just.
You're going to do a Terror Frenzy. At this time, is going to be difficulty 3. Eveline, Terror Frenzy at difficulty 3.
Oops, wait, that was Mr. Cuddles.
4, got it.
Okay.
There we go.
Excellent. Eveline, you have complete control of your character. If you want to grab Inspector Grey, I think that's going to be a Strength Brawl grapple. Inspector Grey, Strength and Brawl. Aldrich, Strength and Brawl.
Yeah, I'm trying to. For some reason, was not doing that right.
Lovely. Inspector Grey is fighting against you, desperately trying to free himself from your grasp, but you are far too powerful in this form as you pick him up like a simple doll and drag him out of the burning building. You all manage to make your way out of the house, Inspector Grey still suffering from frenzy and trying to fight his way back in. But you are successfully out onto the streets and watching as the 2 houses are now ablaze.
Did Mr. Cuddles do any damage to the dude before we got out?
I mean, Mr. Cuddles will still be... I was going to say ravishing, that's not the right word. Ravaging Ridgetoe. Along with Durston. Oh, yeah.
I can't really speak in that form. I would assume Durston, once the fire really gets going, is going to have enough self-preservation to get the hell out, but...
Does he have self-preservation, or... Because the last thing he did was say, sick him, boy.
I would think so. I think he's still a dog, but...
Do a willpower test for Durston. You shall let the dice decide.
Do it. I believe that is a single dice.
Shit.
Difficulty is anything more than 1. Ain't happening. Oh.
Okay. Durston begins chewing on pieces of Ridgetoe alongside Mr. Cuddles. Although when Ridgetoe dies, before the fire catches up with him, Durston sees that Aldrich has already exited, and has enough self-awareness to be able to make his way out. However, the flames do begin to tickle and begin to burn him. He will take, let's say, 3 aggravated damage, but is able to successfully get out. Mr. Cuddles, however, is staying in and being burned to death.
I will call to Mr. Cuddles from outside.
A lumpy mass of flesh and bone comes charging
Really?
out of the window and smashes itself onto the pavement in front of you. It twitches for a bit, and you notice that parts of it are still ablaze, and finally, it lets out a final and bleeds out on the floor.
We have to kill those. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I'll run over to him and hold Mr. Cuddles as he dies.
Is he still on
Whale.
fire?
To them,
I hope so.
We have to make sure every one of those bastards is dead.
So once we get right outside, I was like, "Can I keep horde form?" So we'd essentially just kind of throw. I don't know. He wouldn't throw him. He would set both of them down. He wants to keep a hold of the inspector though, and transform back while he's doing so.
yeah. I mean, I think it would be fair to say that Aldrich, even in horde form, is still self-aware enough that he would probably begin to change as he's going through the house, and by the time he's out onto the streets, he's back to looking like Clark Kent.
He's
Where's Banner?
so someone make sure he does not go in that building. He's just gonna look at Nesca and see if there's anything he thinks he might be able to do to help her or stabilize her.
She dead, Jim.
Let me.
Rectal, she is bleeding out. There is one other option if you're willing to do it.
Yeah. Yes. I can't lose her. She's all I have left. So I want to try to embrace her if I can. Because once she bleeds out, if I feed her my vitae, that should be all that's required.
I mean, yeah, but she is a corpse.
That's what it takes to make a vampire, though. You take their blood away and put new blood in them. I mean, it's not an exact thing, so it's, yeah, storyteller discretion on
Yeah.
how long she's been.
I mean, if you want to go down that route, if that's your, I mean, I'd be happy to fudge it that she was just barely alive enough for you to do that.
Well, I mean, she has to die, but if you want to leave her dead, that's fine too.
I mean, usually you think it's completely draining a victim of all blood and then giving a single drop of your own.
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't matter how they lose all their blood, but I mean, if you don't want to fool with that, then it's fine. She can just die.
I would say I'm asking you, do you want to embrace her? Yes or no?
As a player, I think that would be a whole can of worms, but I think my character would want to do that.
Okay. You're going to have to burn a willpower point to remain in control of your character long enough to be able to do that, I think.
Okay. And then I guess I'll do a rouse check.
No, it's only a single drop. It's not like...
Okay.
Only a single drop will do. So yeah, that's absolutely fine. And she doesn't come back immediately. And all you can do is wait and hope.
Okay.
I think you take 4 humanity stains for embracing an innocent.
Maybe. I'll double check. But you do take stains, I know that.
Yes, definitely.
Oh, one more question. When Rizzo did that attack on me and I passed it, did that remorse check clear my stains I had, or did they stay?
If you succeeded, I think you said yes.
Yeah, that clears.
Okay. Okay. Fine. I'll look this up. We can move on.
All out on the street. Body of Mr. Cuddles deep in Eveline's embrace. Strange sight indeed. Fortunately, though, Mr. Cuddles is barely recognizable as anything else other than a fairly well-cooked dead body.
I am still holding him. He's getting my dress all messy and I don't care. Just bawling, red tears streaming down my face.
This is a right mess. I'm gonna go get the carriage. Get us the fuck out of here.
Okie dokie. Carriage pulls round. It's 2 stains, Inspector Grey.
Okay.
And you each get into the carriage and even drag the body of Inezka in. Just in time to hear the whistle of police as they encroach onto the street and people shouting fire, fire, London's burning. Is there anything you wish to discuss on your carriage ride?
You guys ever thought about taking a trip to Oxford?
Doing that post ugly cry thing.
There. Yeah. Aldrich will try
I'm
his
really glad you
awkwardly
didn't
to
cry when I hurt your dog.
comfort.
I'm looking at Aldrich.
I almost did. I'll be honest. I almost did, but
You're lying
kept
to me.
together. I'll, yeah, just do a pat. Eveline. Aldrich doesn't want to comfort people. He's not sure what to do here.
I'll cry into his shoulder, staining his shirt.
Oh, okay. This is happening. It's blood, isn't it?
I'm
All right.
sure the house can make you a new one.
Doesn't show
It
your
won't be the
filthy mouth.
same.
Well, I mean,
It won't be
Kinda
the
the
same,
same.
Thurston. It's not worth it. It really isn't.
no, it's kind of the same.
This is not the same.
Do we know you have what's her nuts back at the house?
Yeah.
You'll be fine. You have another pet at home.
Not Mr. Cuddles.
It was ugly anyways. No offense, Thurston.
He went out fighting what I assume he was born to do, which was ravish other people and destroy them.
Ravage.
I know what I said.
I
Right, and thanks to him, that individual who's caused all this mess is no longer here.
oh
Such a good dog.
Was a creature, yes. Inspector, have you done that before? I've never actually seen it in action.
the
How is
embrace.
she?
My sire told me how it was done, but I'm very upset and distraught at the moment. Inezka was my point of reference for humanity. I embraced her without permission. I'm going to need to seek permission, or keep her a secret or something. I don't know this.
I think one life-threatening secret at the time is a good starting point. So you should seek permission for this.
Yes, but what do I do if permission's denied?
Well, we'll cross that bridge when we get to it.
Very well. Yes, I hope she pulls through. I've never done it myself.
If I remember, when it happened to me, I woke up quite hungry. So we're gonna need something on.
Yes.
Something around.
Maybe we can scoop up some homeless people, one of those orphans that stole from me earlier.
No. Oh, I'll find some. You just keep an eye on her. Make sure she doesn't lose herself.
I will do. I'll watch over her. I won't leave her side.
Maybe we should stop somewhere on the way to Elysium.
Want to go to Elysium?
Well, we did just kill some hunters.
Yes, and we now have a masquerade breach sitting in our carriage.
She was already a masquerade breach. She was a ghoul, right? She was a ghoul.
Ghouls aren't masquerade breaches. Ghouls are fine. Embracing without permission, that...
Oh, that's a different rule. So
Right.
we're not breaking the
We
masquerade
keep
rule.
her
We're
in a
breaking a
carriage.
She hasn't awoken yet, so it might not have even taken. We have to
Inspector,
wait. Yes.
after tonight, can you stop causing us fucking problems, please?
fair question, right?
You owe me a dog.
Alistair, I wish I could tell you yes, but I don't have any control over being hunted by Russian vampires. Admittedly, I did make mistakes, and I'll give you my word that I won't try to hide things or cover them up without informing the coterie. I'll keep you in the loop, but I can't say I won't cause future problems. I certainly hope not, but it's out of my control.
Trust me, as someone with experience, it's not something you can control.
The carriage ride. Are you going to Elysium or back to Whitechapel House?
Well, let's go to the house. Let's make sure let's see what happens first.
Okay. The carriage begins to make its way over to Whitechapel. It is in relative silence, but it is suddenly broken by an ear-splitting, shocking scream. It makes Eveline quite proud, as the body of Inezka wails and flails around wildly, like a tie pad that's fallen out of its wheelchair. What? Husband? Husband?
Yes,
What?
Inezka, how are you feeling?
Different.
I'm
What have
I'm
you done
sorry,
to me?
Inezka. Those bastards, the Russians, they killed you, Inezka. They slit your throat. I saved you. I brought you back. You're like me now.
I'm like you. Why is everyone covered in blood, and why does it look so enticing?
You must be hungry. We can try to stop and find a meal for you.
Can I lean into the inspector? Inspector, this is a very touching situation for you, but I do have some blood on me.
Oh,
But
God!
I will only offer it if you wish. I know the situation is quite dire.
I suppose she's likely to kill the first mortal she feeds on if she can't control herself, and if she feeds from one of us, I fear our clan's blood addiction may get the better of her. Perhaps feeding from a bottle would be wise. Yes, Thurston. I would appreciate that.
There was no note with this
Child, she's
bottle,
a
right?
baby.
There's no notes with it, but
Okay. Well, I just wanted to make sure that there wasn't something that was left with it that was like, don't feed this to somebody else this time.
That's just
you'd
implied.
recognize it instantly as a vial of Mithras blood. It's fine.
Yeah, I'll offer the vial to the inspector.
Are you taking your showing it?
Yeah.
She snatches the bottle out of your hand, uncorks it, takes
Like
a deliberate
hungry
heavy
baby.
sigh, and downs it. That tasted stale, but thrilling. Like no thrill I've ever had before. No offense, husband. Are we still married now?
I suppose we will
Pardon?
be married for eternity now. We're both immortal.
We should start telling her about how she needs to like stay inside and never leave. That's more
Yes.
important than anything else because if she does, you both die, and maybe me. Please no.
If the sun's light hits you, you will burst into flames and ash.
Screw the sun. What the camera will do to all of us if they find out we did this, 10 times worse than dying to the sun.
The what?
We
Camarilla, is
will
that some
discuss
sort of
this.
Spanish food?
Aneska, we will discuss this over the coming nights and coming week. Let's just get you home, but for right now, don't leave the house. We need to make sure we ascertain permission.
She's going to
We're
go and
not
sit
taking
next.
her into. We're not taking her into our house, are we?
Where else can we take her?
That's the safest place for her. Camarilla will not come looking in our home.
We
If they
might
do,
want to
we've
let
got-
someone know.
Spectre, I'll leave that between you and him.
Endymion, we are about to add a member to our group.
I didn't do it.
Please.
Just for reference, Aneska is going to get up and sit next to Alistair and start whispering in his ear and asking him questions. Would Alistair answer these questions honestly or lie a lot?
Depends on
questions
who's
like-
looking at me while she's asking me the question.
She would be asking things like, what is the Camarilla? Was this right? Has he done something illegal? That kind of thing.
If she asks what is the Camarilla, I'll say long story. If she asks if this was right, I'll say depends on who you ask.
Did I get my
was
husband
the other
in
one?
trouble?
You didn't know.
Self intro.
Well, technically.
So what are you asking Endymion?
Oh, I'm telling Endymion that there's another kindred that is going to be joining our group, and if she can safely stay in the house with, can I ask for her like be free of his influence or something like that?
I mean, you can ask.
Okay, if she could safely stay in his house.
Yes.
Oh, good.
And Endymion, will you refrain from exerting your influence over her?
No.
That's fair.
Well, what do you think? Should we take her to Endymion? Or
Yes.
I'll look at her. Can we trust you not to... You stop. You stay out of this right now.
We are.
well, without her being mortal, it'll be difficult to keep my estate running. It may be wise to liquidate it and just move into the house. But that would put her under his thrall as well as the rest of us.
Well, I see it, Inspector. I have learned to accept the inevitable. Right. If someone like me is not able to get the best of Endymion, what chance do you have? No offense.
That is fair, and
Yes.
at least At least this way, we can be together.
Right.
I
Demion's
would,
not been bad to us. I think it's maybe time you join the fold officially.
I would ask.
Yes.
I would ask Endymion. Endymion, Nezca and I would both like to move in, and can you please treat Nezca with the same boundaries and respect that you treat me?
No.
Oh.
You're going to have to make it official, Inspector.
Can we at least move in?
Yes.
So I figured. Okay. Well, I guess that's the best I can hope for.
Excellent.
He's
Dr.
enjoying
Gray?
this too much.
Aneska, welcome to our humble home.
Thank you. Do you often
be
talk
moving-
to no one at all?
It will
You're
all make sense. Not make sense. You'll understand very soon.
Yeah, I feel like the whole kindred thing is already something we have to work her into. I don't think, and I lean in, I don't think we should really throw the demon house at her quite at this very moment.
No, you've got to just jump in the deep end and learn to swim. It's all at once.
I can't feel my heart beating anymore.
There's no use for that anymore.
yes, Nezca. You don't need to breathe.
No breathing?
Or no breathing. Your heart won't beat unless you will it to. There's many changes.
What kind of
And I can
monsters
make
are
even
you?
more changes if you so desire.
Can you give me life again?
You've got it.
No breathing, no heartbeat. The sun turns me to ash.
Is that really what you would?
You
ahead.
can still drink tea.
Oh, we should
Well-
test that.
I would hope so. I mean, otherwise, how could you go on?
Some of us manage.
Oh, I'm quite fine without tea.
Blood
Are you
is
not civilized English woman of good breeding?
Oh, I enjoy holding it. It's nice and warm.
You remember how well that blood tasted? Most of us only prefer to drink that. It was quite thrilling, as you said.
Yeah,
Was
tea
strangely,
tastes
right?
like sewage water.
Can't argue with you on that. This seems
There
all
will
very...
be plenty of time for you to learn everything. I do not have the mental capacity to listen to all of these things explained to you, though. You'll need to wait at the house, and your husband needs to ask permission to do something he's already done. With any luck, you'll be seeing him again.
Right now, you need rest. And I can get someone to get you some clothes, give you a nice bath.
What are we going to do about the house?
Well, dear, I suppose we'll have to write up some paperwork and perhaps get it sold, unless the coterie wants to use it for other purposes. But for now, we're going to move into the Whitechapel house with everyone else.
We're going to live in Whitechapel.
Yes. Is that a problem? That's where we live, right?
That's the Whitechapel, yeah.
Yeah.
The Whitechapel Demon House is in Whitechapel, yes.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yes,
But-
is that okay, dear?
Whitechapel.
Yes, that's where the coterie's home is.
We're moving from our lovely estate-like house that was safe, secure, and clean to Whitechapel.
Oh,
The
trust
house
me,
isn't safe or secure anymore.
this house is very safe and, well, kind of safe and very
It's pretty.
secure. It's very pretty.
So
I'm sure you'll enjoy your accommodations.
the sun turns me
They'll be
to
made
ash.
just for you.
What else can harm me?
Just about everything. Stay in the house.
Other vampires.
Yes, and this
I wasn't joking when I said I do not have the capacity to listen to all this shit explained to you. So just be quiet,
yes.
and then we'll get you home.
Is there
and
an
then someone else
instruction
can take care.
guide or book I can read or something?
Nezca, I will go over this with you in the coming nights.
Lots of long
Yes.
talks and hand holding.
It is much easier for Inspector Gray to go over it with you for a few days. There is some scripts that help explain it to people, but they're all over the place and nothing's where it should be, and you have to skip pages sometimes to find the information you're looking for. It's very confusing. It's much easier for somebody else to explain it, almost like
Jesus
a tutorial.
Christ. This is more foreboding than our wedding night.
Oh,
Sure, you will manage, Nezca. You're a strong, independent woman.
Well, I can't close my eyes and think of England now, can I?
You can think of the nightlife of England.
I'll
Isn't that
hold
what
her
she's saying?
hand
We'll unpack
in
that.
mine and pat it and say, "Trust me, honey. This is better."
You hang around with this seductress?
No.
Now you've done it.
Yes, this is Evelyn. She's a member of the coterie.
You,
I'm sure
yes.
you and her will
Get
get
you
along
back to the
swimmingly.
house, get you a nice, relaxing bath, and let you rest. It's been. A
Oh,
very
you
long
can't have
night.
tea anymore. I mean, I can, but you can't.
We don't know that
Know
yet.
yet.
Alistair sees things. He probably does know this already.
This is getting worse and worse and worse.
That's true.
Carriage will arrive. Oh, sorry.
Oh, that was bad.
Carriage arrives outside the Whitechapel house. And each member of the coterie gets out and stands in a lavish hallway with an Nezca in tow.
Alright, shall we get cleaned up? Head to Elysium? What's the approach you're going to do, Inspector?
Come again?
How are you going to approach this? Are you going to act like you have not done it yet? Ask permission? Or are you going to say this happened? I'm at your mercy and hope they take mercy on you.
I'm going to request. I'm going to request permission for the embrace of a child.
Alright, a bit trickier. You're good at lying, though, aren't you?
Not particularly.
Well, then maybe we don't do that one.
Yes, I see your point. I will be honest, and I will seek permission for the embrace of the child, understanding that due to circumstances, the embrace has already happened, and I need permission to continue to keep my child.
Right. I think we've built up enough goodwill. We've done a lot for the Camarilla. And we haven't really gotten anything in return. Our house, our businesses, all of these things we've acquired ourselves through Demion. So hopefully we've built up enough social capital for them to take mercy on you for this.
Well, I'm not sure if I will need to go to the Camarilla regarding this. I believe I will have to go to my
Right, you're technically...
clan elder. I guess he wouldn't be called a primogen, but my primogen / clan elder with the Assamites and gain his permission. If granted, then I suppose the next course of action would be to introduce my child to the Camarilla kindred.
Well, that's less predictable then. I don't know them. I don't know your relationship with them. I don't know. I feel like we could get away with it, the Camarilla. Not sure about that. But you know best.
Indeed.
Or maybe if it's... Wait, so we don't have to get the Camarilla's permission at all, just your clan.
He's not part of the Camarilla.
Indeed, I am not a member of the Camarilla.
I think you are. Then why the hell are you working with us? Trader.
As a independent agent working in the area with the Camarilla permission, of course, which is why my child would need to be introduced. She would need permission to remain.
Alright. If you had to hide it from your clan, I think that's doable. They don't really check on us or have anything to do with us. If you have to hide it from the cam, then you should just ask permission. So I'll let you navigate this. You understand the politics of the city much better than I do.
Oh, very well. I will need some time to think on this, but I believe the best course of action would be to speak with my elders.
Do you need support in this, or is it best that you do this alone?
I think it would be best if I contacted my elders myself.
Very well. I wish you the best of luck, and of course, if you need help, we are here for you.
Thank you very much.
I'll go upstairs, clean off my face, have Sarah Lynn help me into my dress, and tell her to take one of my older dresses to Inezca and to bathe her and give her royal treatment.
She'll probably come back about 5 minutes later with a black eye. She took the dress, miss, but she seemed like a strong, independent woman that don't need no one to clean her or bathe her.
Be
Strange
a companion
times.
for her if she needs it. She's going to feel quite lonely.
You wish, mistress. I don't know why I've suddenly turned into K9 from Doctor Who, but there we go. So I guess you're sidestepping Elysium, and you think you're going to be clever.
Yeah.
Anyone got any last-minute things they wish to do then?
It's been a real long night. I'm feeling really sleepy. I don't. If any of you need me, I'm just going to be up in my room.
Can I heal?
Absolutely. Do a rouse check for 1 please. Wonderful.
Well, I'm gonna patch up Durston, and I'm feeling like staying in for a while too. It feels like every time we step outside, something bad happens. Alistair, you're onto something. Inspector Gray has really been bringing a lot of shit to our doorstep recently.
I'm going to carve a little plaque for the backyard for Mr. Cuddles.
Really? Why?
So we have something to remember him by.
Okay.
He was the goodest, cutest dog ever.
All right, I'm going to go work on bloody flesh things and feel better. That seems more calming than everything else that's happened to me this evening. Know where to find me. I'm gonna head to the workshop.
Aldrich's just done the Zemiti equivalent of going to fix his Airfix models.
Mechanic going to the garage.
We'll call this week's episode of London by Gaslight a chaotic end. Thank you all for coming and watching. Yeah. Thurston, who are you? What do you do? Do you do things? Let's find out.
Well, usually I do things that is inconvenient for everybody else, and for once, that wasn't me tonight. So, yeah, you can find me everywhere at Nitro Type Up. So,
Who are you? What do you do? Do you do things? Let's find out.
You cut out. Did you say Eveline?
Yeah.
Yes.
I am Ms. Hearts. You can find me everywhere, including Twitch and Twitter as Ms. Hearts. I did not get into the drag troupe that I auditioned for, so don't look for that. If you need any graphic design or promotional products, go to gibopromo.com.
Alistair, who are you? What do you do? Do you do things? Let's find out.
I'm Tina. I do fucking nothing except terrify you all at the beginning of our games, I guess.
And drink tea.
No. Can't drink tea on keto. I drink coffee.
Better than nothing.
Why can you not tea?
Yeah, tea's keto. It's
Process. I have to order special tea. I can't drink regular tea. Processed tea has stuff in it I can't have.
Specialty tea
Tea
shop.
leaves.
Disney has a store that is teas that I can buy from, but it's got to be. They have to be organic.
Do you have to go to a
think.
specialty tea shop?
Oh, I get you. I get what you're doing. Yeah, sure. Let's go with that.
Do you wear a t-shirt to go into the specialty tea shop? Do you need a specialty t-shirt t-shirt on the seashore? Aldrich, who are you? What do you do? Do you do things? Let's find out.
Oh, I was just going for the disconnect button. You caught. I am. I am Bully. When I am not here, for some reason, I don't know why I'm doing this to myself anymore. I am. I'm over at Table Goth. Go to our YouTube, watch our games there. We will actually be using our Twitch in the next few weeks for the first time in forever. So we'll see how that goes. That's it.
We're like crystal meth. We're incredibly bad, but you keep coming back. Widower
It's mostly
Grey.
the puns. That's the.
Mostly.
Weekly I'm here screwing things up and causing issues for everyone. And tomorrow I will be right back here on Shiv's other VTM game, maybe mucking things up and screwing things up.
yeah, but you'll be doing it as Isaac, right? So
It's true, I will be guesting as Isaac tomorrow. But yeah, you can find me here in Discord. Just at me. But yeah.
Yep. And as mentioned, tomorrow is Oxford by Night, an hour earlier than we start for London by Gaslight. So tune in for that. It's a modern day setting. I think it's an hour earlier. I don't know. I don't do time. I just wait until everyone else shows up and I'm like, oh, I gotta do this. So thank you all once more for coming. We'll go a rating on Rep RPG that are playing some game called Vampire the Masquerade. I've never heard of it myself. But of course,
I've heard.
I know what you're going to say. And we can't go... Oh, for fuck's sake, shut up. And we can't
Let Nitro say the word. He really wants to talk.
And we can't go until Widower Grey says the line.
Who's that? Oh, me.
You're Widower
Okay.
Grey.
Have a good night.
Who's that?